I muted my mic and I forgot to unmute it, but I've unmuted it now. Oh my lord. I'm very tired. I shouldn't be tired though, actually. I have no reason to be tired. It's only like what, 7:30? It's 7:30. I know that because I stream at 7:30. I don't know what to say right now. We're doing lots of things on stream today. I've got an actual plan. I'm just getting my water, actually. Don't know if you can see that. How's everyone doing? Are we all good? Get into the chat. By the way, I don't know if you know this. I hope you know this. If you're watching on YouTube, well, of course you're watching on YouTube, but if you're in the YouTube chat, don't be, because I'm not going to look at the YouTube chat at all. I don't look at that chat. I look at the Discord chat. That's the chat. It's right here on screen. Say hello, Discord chat. Hello, Discord chat. So, this feels so stupid. Oh my god. No sound? You can't hear me? What? This doesn't make any... Tap, tap, tap. I have sound. Can you guys hear me? Oh, the audio's good. Okay. Wait, oh my god, there's a little delay. Yeah. I've already explained that. This is the issue. This is the issue with the delay. You guys told me something, and I've already fixed the problem. Goodness fucking me, Jesus Christ. Audio's fine. Okay. It was quiet at the beginning, but now it's good. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah, you can all hear. Okay, good. Okay. Audio's fine now. Just got bad speakers. Oh, well, if you got bad speakers, I can turn it right up. Turn it up for you, Maxwell17, one of my patrons. You can all join my Patreon, by the way. Please go ahead and join that if you haven't already. There are bonus videos. Oh, I need to do a bonus video. There are bonus videos every month. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Okay, so today I'm doing a few things. I've got a few plans for you. What have I got in store? Let me think. Let me try and remember. I've actually lost what I'm supposed to be doing. There we go. I found it. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing like a tier list, and I'm gonna be watching some videos. I'm gonna have a chat. That's what's gonna happen today. Is that all good? I feel like I want someone to talk back to me, but it's not gonna happen. Usually when I do like a live stream, someone is talking back to me, whether it's like Psy Guys or whatever. So this is it's taking some getting used to, getting back into doing this. Just chatting, you know? Just chatting with no one coming back at me. But yeah. No, as I said, if you're in the YouTube chat, I'm not looking at you. I don't know what you're saying. I can't see you at all. I can only see the Discord chat that you can see on screen right now. Although you can't see it right now because I've just messed it up. But look at this. I fixed it again. It's coming back. Oh, there you go. Wow, amazing. Oh, it's gone again. But it's back now. There you go. See that? Look at that. Oh, boom. Beautiful. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh! I suppose we should get started then. Shouldn't we? Yeah? I reckon so. Let me just hit record on that. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. And let me also hit record on this. Yeah. Oh. Okay. It's not actually working, but it will. There we go. Jesus, I don't know. What am I doing? What should I record audio from? This. Okay, cool. There we go. I'm ready to start. Oh my god. Oh, this is such a mess. And it's always going to be a mess. You can talk back to Corry. You're right, Carla. You absolutely can talk back to me. But not like back chat. I don't want none of that. Just nice comments and whatnot, you know. Nothing rude. Okay. Let's talk back, people. Yes. I don't believe in calories. Yes. Sick, says Kitsu. You can see this. I don't need to read out the names. I could just read out the messages and you will see it on the screen. Probably. Although you can't see the most recent message. That's a bit of an oversight on my part, actually. That's stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Right. Shall we get started? You need to wait 10 minutes. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I think I put that in there because people will come and like raid my Discord otherwise. So I need to put in some roadblocks. Oh well, okay. Shall we get started then? Shall we get started? I think we shall, right? That sounds like a good idea. Okay, so as you can see in this little picture right there, see that there? Oh, there's a little tier list. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start explaining this all again. No, Danito, I recognize you. Don't you worry. I can recognize your profile picture. I know. Don't worry. Okay, let me start this all over again because I realized I didn't quite explain what I'm gonna do. So here we go. I went to America for 6 weeks and I went to a bunch of states. I was there on tour with No Offense. You might have heard of them. Anyway, I want to do a tier list of all of the states that I went to. I couldn't find a tier list of just the states that I went to because who would make that? So I'm doing one of all of the states and I'm just going to put the ones that I've not been to in in the tier that says I've not been to them. That sounds good, I think. Okay. Also, you're probably thinking as well that I could have just made my own tier list, but that would have required work and effort, and I didn't want to do that. So we're just going to use this tier list that I found. There you go. Look at that. Oh, very nice. Right. Here we go. So my mic stand was a bit floppy. Oh gosh, nothing is going right here. Nothing is going right. Right, there we go. We all good? We all good? Okay. Yeah, that works. That works. Oh, look at that. Get ready for you to defend your state. Yeah. Like, I'm not taking any defense of any states. My opinions are, I think, correct when it comes to these states. Okay, so let's get started. Alabama. I did not go to Alabama. I don't know what Alabama's like. Alaska. I didn't go to Alaska either. I did go to Arizona, and it was fine. It was hot. That was the issue, I think. It was hot and uncomfortable. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's just hot. And I didn't get to see it either because I just went to the gig. So I think because it was hot and I didn't see it. Oh wait, no, hold on. No, there was a really nice restaurant I think I went to in Phoenix. I think it was in Phoenix. Yeah, no, I went to a nice restaurant. So that's like solid B tier, I think. Solid B tier. There was a really nice vegan restaurant. There was a trans flag outside. And what I discovered whilst traveling the US is that if a restaurant has a trans flag or a bi flag outside, basically any flag that isn't, any pride flag that isn't the standard rainbow flag, there will be good food there, and they will also have really good vegan options. That is something you can take in your own life now, right? Like if you're in the US and you see a restaurant that has that means that it's good. That means that it's a good restaurant. I wholeheartedly believe that. Ah, what is going on? Very strange. My screen recording seemed to have stopped. Okay. Let me just get that back up. QuickTime. Okay, so Arizona I've put in B tier because of the restaurant. Jesus Christ. Okay. What else? What else have we got? Okay, there we go. And Arkansas. I actually really liked Arkansas. Again, a really, really good restaurant. But there were actually Arkansas I think is C tier. I was there over one of the holiday weekends, not the 4th of July. I think it's one of your like what they called? When it's soldiers, when you're happy about the fact you've got soldiers and you celebrate that. Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day. That was it. I was there for Memorial Day weekend and and it was a good time. However, there were a lot of people with like kind of not quite racist, but like very, what is it? Kind of like anti-COVID, kind of like conspiracy type things. It's like like, you know, like make me do it, like a very aggressive t-shirt. Like he was wearing a matching hat and t-shirt that had some kind of phrase on it that was like anti-COVID or like racist or something. I can't remember specifically what it said on the t-shirt because I saw a lot of t-shirts and hats and clothes that were just very you know. Okay, so Arkansas is C tier because I really like I never thought I would go to Arkansas in my life, and I really enjoyed it, but like those guys, they just brought it down just a little bit. Okay, California, I have to put that in A tier, and I would put it in S tier because I really like a lot about California, but LA, it's just you cannot get around LA on foot, and I don't like that at all. Like it can't be an S tier because I cannot walk around the city, and like it's not that the distances aren't walkable. I mean, some of them aren't, but it's the fact that even if you do walk, like you'll suddenly just have no pavement. All like out of nowhere, it just turns into like a sort of highway or whatever, or like I don't know what it's called, but like, you know, like not a dual carriageway. I would call it a motorway because there's like multiple lanes. I have no idea. It turns into like a multi-lane road just randomly. It's ridiculous. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with California? Like it's not a motorway, no, because it's in the middle of a city, obviously. Duh. It's just like big roads. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I know that's all across the US, but like it's there is one place that I went to, spoiler for later, there's one place that I went to that I didn't have this problem in. LA is just horrible for walking around in. Then there's also no public transport at all. It's like none whatsoever, which means that you can't even use that. You absolutely have to drive, and if you're a tourist, then you need to get like Ubers or rent a car. It's just ridiculous. It's so, and also you can't like they enforce jaywalking laws there. Apparently they rake in a ton of money from fines. I don't know. California, it's great. There's lots of cool things in California. There's lots of people I like in California. I have a lot of fun when I'm in California, but it could be better. It could be quite a lot better. Okay. I keep on not looking at the chat as well. I don't know what you guys are saying. You guys, like, there could be a massive, I don't know my passcode. There we go. There's public transit in LA, but it takes forever. Yeah, but also, like, that's not, what I mean is, like, functional public transport, you know? Like, if I'm saying, oh, this place has no public transport, I'm sure it has some, but it, like, there are so few bus stops that I saw. I like almost never saw a bus going past. Like that is unbelievable. In London, you would be hard pressed to not see a bus if you go out. Like you go out on a short walk, you'll probably run into a bus at some point. Let's just hope the bus doesn't run into you. But yeah, no, there's bus routes. There's bus routes everywhere in London, right? There's a bus route. Like there are multiple buses. There's a bus to take me to the tube station from my house, even though it's only like a 10-minute walk, like a 15-minute walk. You could get a bus from like basically just outside my house to the station. There's also a bus that goes directly to my gym. There's also a bus that goes like there's a little bit away from my house that goes into like central London. There's great public transport, and that's only the buses. Like the underground, the tube is incredible in London, and the fact that LA doesn't have that is obscene. It's unbelievable. The fact that you cannot get around LA without like a car is just, what's that all about? What is that all about? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, California is C tier. Jesus. Guys, never go to Missouri. You will regret it. I went to Missouri, and I don't remember a single thing about it. I don't know if it was Missouri, actually. I don't remember. I think I went to Missouri. We'll find out. I don't know. Okay. I live in a tiny village in the UK, and even that has a bus route through it. Yeah, right? Like, it's... the public transport in the UK could use work, but it is a lot, like, it's so much better than the US. Like, you can point out the problems when you're in the UK, but once you get to the US, you're like, oh man, we have it really good. Like, the US just highlights how bad it can be. Okay. So, Colorado, Denver. I liked Denver. That's a solid, there's nothing hugely wrong with Denver. I don't really remember it though, so that's C tier. Because I remember that I liked it, but it's not memorable at all outside of that. It's just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Oh my god. The only thing I know about Denver, actually, is South Park. I know that South Park is set in Colorado, and Denver's in Colorado, and sometimes in South Park, they go to Denver, Colorado. That's all I know. That's all I know about Denver, or about Colorado. Okay. What's going on in the chat? That's it. Not very much. It's homophobic. You want to move from your windy, cold Missouri. Oh, right. It's hot, windy, and cold in Missouri, and homophobic. You want to move. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. But why don't we move on to Connecticut? And I didn't go to Connecticut. I didn't go there. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what goes on in Connecticut. Didn't go there. Delaware. Also didn't go there. I didn't go to a lot of states. I only went to like 20. So about a third of these, I'm just going to be zooming through. Florida, on the other hand, again, I enjoyed Florida, but there's nothing, it wasn't like, it's just, it was fine. It was fine. It was, no, do you know what? I enjoyed Florida, but it's like that, yeah. It's D tier. It was hot and not like a nice kind of hot. I didn't do anything like great. Well, I had a good night out, but just, I could have had a better night out somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like Florida it was fine. It was fine. Yeah. It's C tier, D tier. It's fine. D tier, I think. No, it's. I might move it later. I don't know. Florida is fine. I have nothing against Florida, except for the homophobic stuff. That's I take issue with that, and the transphobic stuff. The bad stuff. I don't like the bad stuff about Florida. Jesus. Oh, you definitely saw me at the St. Louis show, which was in Missouri. Yeah, no, I thought that was in Missouri, but I always get mixed up whether it's Missouri or another one that begins with M. Georgia, I went to Georgia. I was in Atlanta, and Georgia, it was just a place. It was ridiculously hot as well. Actually, Georgia was really fun when we were on tour, because we stopped the bus in a Walmart parking lot and just played on a ping pong table with a ping pong ball and cups. I don't want to say we played beer pong in a Walmart parking lot, but we played beer pong in a Walmart parking lot. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a good time. It was nice. Atlanta was great. We went through it twice, actually. We went through it on the way to somewhere else and then went back to it when they played the gig. So it was a good time. It was a good time in Atlanta, but it was too hot and there wasn't anything to do and you couldn't walk time, but I had a better time other places. Like, I had a good time, but the bar is so low for the US, I think. Deary me. Isn't Florida famous for its retirement houses? Yeah, but when I went to Florida, I saw all I saw were college students. I don't know why. Might have been the day that I was out. That's all. I only saw college students. Hawaii. I don't know why that's hard to say. Hawaii. It doesn't sound right coming from me. Hawaii. Anyway, like, I didn't go to Hawaii. I've never been. Idaho. I don't know if I've been to Idaho. I don't think I have been to Idaho. But you get potatoes there, I think. I don't know. Illinois. Chicago, Illinois. So, when we were in Chicago, there was a tornado warning, which I never experienced. I live in a place where we don't have tornadoes because I guess my ancestors decided it would be a good idea to not live where there were tornadoes, and I agree with that generally. You know, I can't fault that decision. So I had no experience with the tornado warning. I had no idea whether to trust the news or not. It was very confusing. We were sitting in a hotel room. Everyone else had gone off to watch a baseball game, and we got the timings wrong, so we weren't there. We were sitting in a hotel room, Noah and I, and then there was just wind and rain. We were like, oh, that's odd. Flick past the news, and the news says a tornado warning. There's a tornado warning. A tornado might be coming. It's going to touch down here and here. And initially they were like, it's the tornado warning is for this area. It's not going to go here. It's for this area. We were not in the area where it said it was going to go. So we were like, it's fine. Cool. All good. And then, like 10, 15 minutes later, when they said it was like supposed to have passed, or like 20 minutes later when they said it was supposed to have passed, they're like, okay, it's coming where you are now. Corry, the tornado potentially will be where you are. And I was like, okay, well, what do we do? Because you can't hide from a tornado in a hotel. So we were just sitting there watching the news, being like, okay, what's going on? And then the TV went out, like it went blue, and then it cut out, and the rain was just like pissing down. It was really windy. The streets went from being like full of people to not that many people going around like at all, and just like you could see the wind moving the trees and stuff. So I was sitting there like, maybe we should get away from this big window, because that's a thing in tornadoes. Like, you stand next to a window, the window gets blown in, you get covered in glass. Not a good idea. But it's a hotel room, so the window was like, it was, you could not get away from the window. It was the whole room. We had to go and sit in the bathroom while the TV was off and just wait for the TV to come back on, because we had no idea what was going on whatsoever. So Chicago. Chicago, Illinois, rather. Yeah, I mean, that was a good time. That was a good time. I'm gonna put it in B tier because I got to experience a tornado warning. Oh my gosh, tornadoes are super unpredictable. Yeah, I guess, but like, the news was really going wild. Like, they were whipping everyone up into, well, I say whipping everyone up into a frenzy. I didn't see anyone, but they were like, oh, this could be really bad. This is gonna be horrible. This could be, and then nothing happened. It just went away. Like, it just rained a bit. Like, we went out after it. We went on a walk after it, and it was fine. Like, I mean, the streets were flooded. I mean, like, properly flooded. Like, I wore boots because it was the easiest thing to put on. Because I was like, okay, I got my boots. I'll wear my boots. Every other person I saw was wearing like trainers or little shoes, and the puddles were so deep, like they would have gone up past your ankles if you stepped in them. So people, there was like this sort of bridge walkway thing, like, you know, for people to walk across. I don't know, and people had to walk across like the railings, like the little raised bit, like the railings come off of on this bridge, like shimmy across to avoid stepping in like the 6 inches or so of water. I say 6 inches. I have no idea if it was. It was enough to go into your shoes if you stepped into it. So it's like, you know, it was quite deep. It was ridiculous. It was a good time. It's America. Why do most of the flags look so old, ugly, and tacky? Because they're old and tacky. Yeah, no. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. You're all right. They are old and tacky. There's actually a whole thing over the California one. The California Republic. I don't know the story, but you can look the story up. It's a funny one, I think. I think I saw it on TikTok. Anyway, Indiana. I don't think I went to Indiana. I did not go to Indiana. Iowa. Kansas. I did go to Kansas. It was nice. I had a good time in Kansas. So we went to what was it? We went to a trailer, not a trailer park. What's it called? Place where you go camping. A camping park? I don't know. We stopped the bus in like a camping park. It was really nice. They had a pool, which was cool. That's about it, to be honest. I saw so little of Kansas. And what I did see was there was nothing to see. Kansas is fine. Also, when I ordered Taco Bell, they got my order wrong. That wasn't nice. So, you know what? Kansas, for that, you can go in D tier. I had a good time. Kind of. But it was not because it was in Kansas. A campground. A campsite. Yes, a campsite. I went to a campsite in Kansas. That's where I went. Yeah, it was fine. It was good. I mean, we were in the pool, and we got asked to leave the pool because we were drinking in, like, no, not in the pool, but, like, next to the pool. They didn't even give us a warning. You know, they said, hey, don't drink here. We were like, oh, well, sorry, we will not have any drinks next to the pool. And then they came back, like, 5 minutes later. They were like, you need to leave. We're like, what? What have we done? You asked us to stop doing it. We stopped doing it, and they make us leave. So, like, whatever. So Kansas is D tier. Kentucky. I didn't go to Kentucky. I didn't go to Louisiana. I don't think I went to... Did I go to Maine? No, I didn't go to Maine. There's nothing in Maine. Maryland. I didn't go to Maryland. Massachusetts. I went to Massachusetts. I went to Boston. When I went to Boston, I went to this restaurant, and then Noah left for like 5 minutes, and I started talking to this person who like she was so interesting. But like one of the first things that she said to me was, "Oh, your accent." where's that accent from? And I said where my accent was from. She was like, oh, that's interesting. You don't usually see people with like, you know, your skin and your accent. I was like, oh, cool. That's where this conversation is going. Interesting. And this was from like the most like Boston accent I have like ever heard. And it's the first time I'd heard one in real life. It was just unbelievable. Like that. It was it was a very odd situation. We spoke for like 5-10 minutes. It was like I say we spoke for 5-10 minutes. I didn't even say who this was. This was the hostess of the restaurant. The hostess of the restaurant came up to me and said, hey, your accent and your face, they do not match. What is going on? And I just had to sit there like I was by myself because, you know, because like someone had run out to get something from the bus. So I was waiting for the table by myself. And I had to sit and talk for like 5 minutes after being asked that question. It was very, very odd. Oh, the microphone's cutting out. That's odd. Is it back? How's it going now? Ah, I know. I see. The mic back? You got the sound again? Yeah? Yeah? Gonna assume it's back. I could just see all of you furiously typing, but I cannot see what you're gonna say. That's so weird. Oh, yeah. Very, very strange. Mic is fine. Very good. Good. Oh. Okay, so, next one. What scared you? It got so much louder? Oh my god, it is very loud, isn't it? I'm so sorry. So what happened was, I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, and I must have knocked one of the wires that's sitting on the mic, so it just, I don't know, it just came out. Oh, sorry. Okay, so, next, Massachusetts. Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts. That's where I got my face. Like, my face and my accent didn't match, so, what's that? What was Boston? Boston had good food. It was a good gig. It was a nice bar we went to. Boston, I think it's a solid C tier. There was nothing. In Massachusetts, it's a C tier. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, but it was fine. It was fine. Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I had a good time. Michigan. Detroit is in Michigan. I don't remember anything about Detroit. D tier. In fact, you know what? I don't even remember anything good about Detroit. Or anything bad. I just don't remember what I did in Detroit. That's solid E tier. Because I don't remember nothing. Minnesota, I didn't go to. Mississippi, I didn't go to. Missouri, I went to. St. Louis is Missouri? I don't remember what happened there. I feel like that was I feel like in Missouri, it was the Duck Room we went to. There's a place called the Duck Room that was like the venue had a room that was just full of ducks. It just had duck memorabilia and like Donald Duck, like Donald Duck comics and like Darkwing Duck comics and DuckTales comics. If it had duck in it, they had it in that room. And they had like a glass display case with a bunch of duck stuff. It was very, very odd. It was a good time. It was a good venue. Room was so full of ducks. Like, I mean, I know it was called the Duck Room, but like, I don't understand it. I'm not sure. Okay, look, I'm gonna check to see. Yeah, the Duck Room was in Missouri. Okay, do you know what? For that, Missouri gets to go. Where did I put it? What? Did I lose Missouri? I lost Missouri. I can't. Where did I? Oh, there it is. Okay. For the Duck Room, Missouri gets to go to B tier, I think, because I really liked the Duck Room. I remember the room was cool. That room makes the whole state worthwhile. What? Okay, the audio? Oh, okay. Yeah. The audio is good. Okay. Kept going up and down, and it was fine for someone else. That's fine. I don't know. I don't mind. Okay. Let's get back into this. There are so many states. I don't think I quite considered how long this would take. Like, there are too many states. I really did not consider how long this would take. Okay, back into it. Let's go. No, wrong thing. Okay, back into it now. Let's go. Montana. I did not go to Montana. Not in Nebraska. No, I wasn't in Nebraska. Nevada. I went to Nevada. I went to Vegas, and I had an incredible time. It was so much fun. It was insane, but I lost money betting. So, not S tier, but it was a really good night otherwise. Actually, hold on. Vegas was an incredible night. No, I think Nevada's S tier, because I went to an awesome restaurant, True Food Kitchen, which they have in, like, they had, like, everywhere. It was really good, but it was the first time I went was in Vegas. It was awesome. Had an awesome night out. Did a zip line. That was fun. What else? Zip lines, bloody, like, nights out. Oh yeah, obviously was gambling in casinos, which bad. You shouldn't gamble. And I lost money, but it was fun. It was very fun. Actually, there's a whole thing, right, in casinos. So you don't need to buy drinks in casinos. If you are playing, they will give you drinks. Except I managed to play and lose money and just no one came around. And so I didn't get a drink for I basically spent like $20 before I got a single drink. It was one of the most expensive drinks I have ever had. I ended up only getting like, I think 2 drinks, and everyone else that I was there with, they would sit down, they would start playing, and then suddenly someone would come across and be like, oh, would you like a drink? I was playing. It was ridiculous. It was like, as soon as I lost my money and I was like, oh, I'm out. I can't play anymore. I need to go and get more chips or go and get more money or whatever. Someone would come. Like, as soon as I was off the table, like the second I left, someone would come around. It was ridiculous. But I did like Nevada. S tier. Where did I go in Vegas? I went to, oh God, where did I go in Vegas? I went to Old Vegas. And current Vegas, I didn't really go many places, to be honest. Like, I think I had a day off, but there wasn't a ton of time to spend. Like, basically, when it came to leaving Vegas, I think we had to leave at like 3 a.m. or something, 4 a.m. So we were in a hotel, we stayed there, and then at like 3 a.m. we had to leave the hotel. But we'd only got back to the room, or maybe like it was like 6 a.m. that we had to leave. I don't know. But we basically only spent a couple hours in the room before we left to go back on the bus. So like, there was a massive walk from the hotel to the bus. Like, it felt like 10 minutes. And you gotta remember, like, we'd gone out the night before, barely slept, and like, it was like so dark, and we're walking to the bus, dragging our suitcase and everything. It was such an ordeal. But Vegas was so much fun that it's still S tier. So good. Such a good time. The mic cut out again. Really? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm still getting it. Like, it's still coming through for me. I've got no problems on my end. Sean, no, it's not the XLR cable. Oh my God. It's not a problem with the XLR cables. They're all good. I just unplugged it. I must have been fiddling with it. That is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. How we doing? Is it coming through? Is it coming through? Can you hear my voice? Is it in your ears right now, right this moment? You must tell me. Just cuts out for a second here and there. You can hear me fine. Yeah, that's odd, because I, like, on my end, it's saying that I'm coming through. You know, I've got no problem on my end. But also, it's like the cable was unplugged a little bit because I was fiddling with it, and I forgot to. I mean, Jesus. Okay, let's get back to this. Oh my God, this is gonna be such a long stream. The audio is fine. I literally just I unplugged the cable because I was fiddling with it. Probably, yeah, that makes sense. Nothing else is wrong. But also, I can see it on my screen at all times, and it was always coming through. So I have no idea what was going on there. But what I was saying basically was that Vegas was really good. Had to walk Had to walk for a long time in the middle of the night to get from the hotel to the bus. Lost a lot of money. I couldn't get drinks in the casinos because every single time that I was like someone came around, I would be off the table. And when I was on the table, no one would come around and offer you a drink because you don't need to pay for drinks in casinos. They just give them to you if you're playing. It keeps you playing. It makes you feel like, oh, cool, I'm getting free drinks. But you're losing more money than the drinks cost, so Okay. Oh, hi, Vigard. Vigard, I can't see you in the YouTube chat, unfortunately, because I don't use the YouTube chat. If you were in my Discord, then I'd see you. But I can't see you in the YouTube chat, Vigard. I'm sorry. Let's get back to this. New Hampshire. Didn't go to New Hampshire. Did not go to New Mexico, although I did have a pen pal from New Mexico once. Shout out to you, Crystal. Hope you're doing well. Crystal was a guy, though. I don't know why I had a pen pal from New Mexico. It was like this thing that my school did, where like we were given pen pals from New Mexico or something. We had to email them back and forth. I have no idea what happened to that kid. I have no idea why I stopped. It was really weird, actually. Like, emailing a stranger from another country at the age of like 11, it's just, you don't know what to talk about, you know? It's just like, hello, how are you? What do you do in New Mexico? Is it like It was very strange. I must be able to look for quarters on the ground in casinos. Oh my god. Huh. Oh my god, I just remembered another story from Vegas. I wanted to go on one of the slot machines because I was like, oh, well, I can't lose much money here. This will be fun. And I went on and I had no idea how it worked. And I immediately lost like the dollar that I put in, which is fine. It was $1. But the principle of the thing, I didn't want to lose $1 on that because I'm not losing my money on a bloody slot machine. So I put more money in and I ended up winning all of 16 cents. So I went away from Vegas up 16 cents, which is pretty cool. I think I still got the receipt. Like, I didn't cash it in. I just got the printout and I was like, I need to frame this. This is brilliant. It's the first time. It was like the first time I'd been to Vegas as well. Oh, wait, hold on. Who's being bullied? Why are you being bullied? Why are you bullying Elijah? Let's see. The duck is gone. What is going on? I have not been looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Don't bully Elijah, please. Unless, of course, they deserve it, in which case, go to town. Fucking hell. Ugh. Look, it's hot here, okay? I gotta do this to cool down. So, let's get back into this, because I'm halfway through, I think. New Jersey! I didn't go to New Jersey, but I saw New Jersey. No, I didn't see New Jersey. I was near New Jersey. I was in New York. Okay, what else? New York! There we go! S tier! I loved New York. I loved it so much. I got off the bus, I walked to meet my friend in Brooklyn. Welcome to New York. I was listening to some Aaron West who sings about New York, and I was like, yeah, having a great time. It was amazing. Like, one of the first things I did in New York was I just went to look for some food. I was like, oh, I need to eat. And I found this little restaurant on this little side street that was amazing. I went back there again. It was like the best, like so good. And I wasn't expecting it to be really good, and it was awesome. I went and sat at a park in New York. That was a good time. I met my friend Carlos in New York, like I said. So New York was the first time when we were there. Like, we'd been there for about 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks at that point, I think. And oh my god, that was the first time I was able to cross a road and walk places. Because, like, in the US, you've got jaywalking. So you can't just cross a road because you might get fined or in trouble or whatever. And there's, like, no crosswalks, and it's just, like, the roads are too wide. And it's horrible, okay? So being in New York felt like being back in London. Like, a little bit. I felt comfortable in New York. Like, I knew how New York worked, because it was so similar to London. Like, I was just like, oh, cool, I know what's going on here. Oh, yeah, I can just cross whenever I want, and the cars will have to stop for me, sort of thing. It was great. It was a good time. I really, really liked New York. I could live there. I absolutely could live there if I could afford it, which I can't. But theoretically, I could live there. I liked New York. It was a good time. S tier, absolutely. I know nothing about the rest of the state, but New York City, one of my favorite places. I want to go back as soon as possible. Like, I had such a good time there. I also walked, like, around in the middle of the night, went to Times Square in the middle of the night. It was something. It was, oh boy. Like, you go to Times Square and you want to be like, oh yes, this is very cool and pretty and lots of lights, but it's just advertising. It's just all ads. Like, I knew that going in, But like, yeah, that makes you feel something. Like, wha. Dearie me. Those jaywalking laws are not just made to target black people. I mean, the jaywalking laws were initially made because you couldn't drive a car very fast whilst people were walking on the road. It became like a whole thing where like car companies would have these ad campaigns like, don't be a jaywalker. And then jaywalking kind of slowly became an actual crime that you could get like fined for. And yeah, it probably is used on black people, but that's not what the law is like for, or why it came about necessarily. That's just what lots of laws do. They're like, you make a law against something and you just apply it to black people a little bit more. That's how you do. And not just black people, you know, other people of color too. You just apply the law to them just a little bit more. But it's fine, because the law is the same for everyone. But yeah, no. Like in the UK, you can just cross a road pretty much anywhere. Like there are laws for crossing the roads. Like, you know, you can't, if there's like a crossing, I think within a certain distance, you have to use that. But it's pretty much as long as you're safe, you're fine. If you cross a road safely, there's basically, you're not really going to get in trouble for it, unless it's like a motorway where people aren't allowed anyway. And yeah, also they have this new legislation, or not legislation. They have these new sort of guidelines in the UK. It's not quite, it's a difficult thing to describe because it's not quite law, but it can be used in a court or whatever. It's basically, there are guidelines for how people should be using the road, and the new ones came out and said that pedestrians pretty much always have the right of way. So like, if you step onto a road, a car's like, you've got the right of way. The car has to stop. Like if you see a pedestrian, the pedestrian pretty much always has the right of way. No one. America, how dare you cross the road? Exactly. It's like ridiculous. But like when you look into it, the fact is that it just comes back to the car companies. It's ridiculous. Like it's so American that like, you know, the place that says it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. And yet they are not free enough to cross their own roads. Like, fucking hell. Or home of the free and land of the brave. I don't know. I got on a t-shirt, but I've not worn the t-shirt yet. I'll show you the t-shirt later. Maybe next week I will go through all of the clothes and whatnot that I bought in the US. That'll be fun. I'm just trying to read the chat right now. It's a lot. There's a lot going on there. Cops don't have to know laws in the US, so it doesn't matter what's illegal because cops decide the law. Ugh, that's horrible. Okay. New York, I really liked. North Carolina, or S tier. I really like North Carolina, but I don't like North Carolina as a whole. I like Chapel Hill, which is like this college town. It was just really nice. There were pride flags like all along the street when we got there, like the main road. There was a cat cafe that I went to, and I met the best cats. I wish I could have adopted them, but we could not have done. We were on tour and flying back to the UK wouldn't have been possible. But oh my god, I love those cats so much. It was really nice. Had a good time in Chapel Hill. Also, I saw a car crash. That was something. One of the many car crashes that happened whilst I was in the States. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I think someone, like, we saw crashes, like, 3 or 4 times, like, right next to us. In fact, on that road, there were, like, 3 crashes within the space of 24 hours. Like, we were there was a crash during the day, and then there was a crash in the evening, and there was a crash the following day. It was ridiculous. So many car crashes. But otherwise, Chapel Hill was really nice. Like, it was a really good time. It was a great bar. It was, like, you know, the venue that we were at. It was really fun. And it was just, I had a really, really nice time in Chapel Hill. It was just lovely. Everyone there was really nice. And you could kind of walk around it, actually. But that was really only because we were on the main road, I guess. If you had to, like, live elsewhere in Chapel Hill, like, it would have been harder maybe. But if it was like, it was relatively walkable compared to pretty much everywhere else I went. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, absolute S tier. Your friend is from Chapel Hill. Awesome. Yeah, Chapel Hill is not a good representation of North Carolina because I went to Chapel Hill show and I'm from Tennessee and I couldn't get out of the car anytime we had to stop because most of the times in North Carolina are scary racist. Yeah. I don't like North Carolina, but Chapel Hill makes it S tier. I'm sorry. It's like this tiny little spot that was just, mwah. It was brilliant. It was amazing. And funnily enough, it's, like I said, it's a college town. Almost as though, when you like they're trying to cater to the college kids, and you can't do that if you're being like ridiculously racist and homophobic, which I find funny. There's now a law in the UK where cars have to stop for pedestrians crossing anywhere. I don't think it is a law though. I think it's like the road. What is it? The road. God, let's find this out, huh? Let's find it out. What is it? That's not what I wanted to do. Road Guidelines UK. It's the highway code. Yeah. It's not, it's like rules. I don't think it's quite a law. I don't know. Oh, maybe it is a law. Is it a law? I was told it wasn't a law. Do you know what? It's not actually all that important, so who cares? Okay, so let's get back to it. North Dakota. I don't think I went to North Dakota. Ohio was really nice. I really liked Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio, A tier. Went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's where The Rocker was set, which is one of my favorite films. If you've not seen it, it's from like 2000. So it's 2010, 2011, 2010, 2009. It's from some time many years ago. Emma Stone is in it. It's a very good film. It's set in Cleveland. I got to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They go past it in the film. It was pretty cool. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was fine. I think it was like enjoyable, but I wouldn't pay to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, let's put it that way. I wouldn't pay to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But no, it was a good time otherwise in Cleveland. Like I got some cool t-shirts at this vintage shop and like a ton of old vintage comics at this this vintage shop that was also a bowling alley, that was also a bar, that was also a restaurant, that was also a venue. And that was the venue that we played at. I say we played at. I didn't play any instruments, but I was there. It was really cool. I really liked Cleveland. It was nice. It was a good time. And Cleveland is in Ohio, so Ohio is A tier. Oh, dearie me. Missed the Arizona rating. Sad. Arizona, it was hot. And I think I got good food, and that's about it. That's where that decision came from. It's a new change, so a lot of people aren't actually aware of it. Yeah, no. I mean, like... yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was fun. Omaha is in Nebraska. I did not know that. Oklahoma! I didn't go there. Oregon. I did not go there. Pennsylvania. Oh. Where is that? Well, in Pennsylvania, I went to Dave & Buster's and... Okay. Before I actually place Pennsylvania, I need to tell you what happened in in Pennsylvania. So we went to Philadelphia. One of my favorite shows, like one of the greatest shows of all time, is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now, I know that show inside out. I know basically every episode. I'm the kind of person with It's Always Sunny where if I'm introducing someone to the show, I just have a list of episodes in my head that I know are good for introducing people. I haven't sat down and thought about it. The list just exists in my head because I've watched the show so many times. Like, you could tell me, hey, I'm feeling like this kind of mood. What kind of Sunny episode should I watch? I will give you like a list of them. Like, I just have that stuff in my head. So that is the groundwork. I was very excited to be in Philadelphia because it's the city where one of my favorite shows is set. They don't even film there. It's just set there. Anyway, so we were in Philly for a bit. We were in this, like, the venue also had like a metal concert at the same time. It was like a really cool looking venue. I thought it was really cool. And then afterwards we went to Dave & Buster's. It was my first time ever going to Dave & Buster's. That was like so much fun. It was like Vegas, but for children. It was incredible. I had such a good time, and I would definitely go back again. However, that is not where the night reached its peak. Dave & Buster's was great, but it was not the peak of the evening. The peak of the evening came afterwards because I went back to the bus and I watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And also, I watched an episode where they went to Dave & Buster's. And it was the same Dave & Buster's that I myself had gone to that night. So I got really excited. I had a good time. So that means that Pennsylvania, it's gotta be A tier. It's gotta be. It's not quite on the level of Nevada, New York, and North Carolina, because those are all places that I would absolutely want to go back to straight away. I love those places. Such a good time. But it is really good. So it's A tier. Oh, yeah, people don't know what Dave & Buster's is. If you don't know what If you don't know what Dave & Buster's is, it's like an arcade. I should have, I mean, duh. Some of you aren't American. Dave & Buster's is kind of like an arcade, but it's not. Don't just think of an arcade. It's got like a restaurant and bars. Like you could get food and drinks. You know, like kind of like bar food and kind of that kind of stuff. And it is giant. Like it is an arcade, but it is a giant arcade. Like it's huge. There's a bunch of different games. Like so many different kinds of games. Like there was a Jurassic World shooting game. They had Mario Kart. You know, they've got like the basketball shooting games. Like it is huge. Like it was massive. So many things. It's just a giant fun arcade with like, you know, like every single kind of thing you could think of. Like there's Guitar Hero, there's like a boxing thing, like where you actually punch, you know, like, you know, see how strong you can punch, all that sort of stuff. It was so much fun. Basically like Vegas for kids though, because like you can win like tokens from, or win tickets rather, from certain games. And so when you win those tickets, you can then exchange them for like fun items. I got like one of those like poppy things and like a is it can you say a Chinese finger trap? I got like one of those finger traps and one of those things where you like you pop it and you put it on the table and then it pops back and it hops up in the air. I don't know what they're called, but that's what I got. They're telling you to eat children. Elijah, just listen, okay? Just listen to them. That's fine. And also, guys, please don't ping me in the chat, because like it's because when you do that, it makes it hard for me to tell when something like serious is going on or not. So like, please don't ping me. I'll see your messages. They're all sitting in front of me right here. But yeah. I'm getting so exhausted. Okay. Rhode Island. Did not go to Rhode Island. South Carolina. I did not go to South Carolina. South Dakota. I did not go to South Dakota. Tennessee. Tennessee. I had an incredible time in Tennessee. Went to a bunch of bars that played live music, like Tennessee. If you don't know, I say Tennessee. I was in Nashville. So Nashville, Tennessee is like, it's like big on music. You know, there's so much going on there in terms of music. So there's this street where every single bar has live music playing. Like every single one of them. Like you're walking down the street and you can hear all the different drummers. Like it just sounds so messed up, but you get into the bar and it's just a live gig in every single one. And some of them have like multiple floors where they've got different bands playing on each floor and they've all got different styles of music and stuff. It was so much fun. So we went first to like this bar that had, I think it might have been the first one. One of the first ones we went to was this bar that had like, you know, sort of like emo, like pop punk kind of music, that whole kind of scene. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I think we were dancing like mad to all the small things, like screaming, like, what was it? They think they played Bon Jovi and stuff. It was like insane. Such a good time. However, other things also happened in Tennessee. For example, when we were in Tennessee, I had a beer. I decided to have a nice Corona because, you know, I wanted something familiar that tasted good. It tasted like piss. It was bad. The beer in America sucks. Real bad. Like, even the stuff in bottles, it was really, really bad. So, would not recommend. But also, potentially even worse than that, I think, is when I was in a bar. I was in a bar that was playing kind of country music. And I walked up to my friend who was talking to this like old white gentleman. And I was like, oh, I'll go and join this conversation. I'll see what's going on. I walk on up and I hear the man say, well, we don't mind N-words around here. But what we do mind is, and that's when I stopped listening. Because bear in mind, he did not say N-word. He fully said it. Hard. This white guy just hard in the back. Oh yeah, we don't mind him. But I'll tell you what we do. Like, I was like, oh, this is not a conversation for me. And I turned around and walked right away. My friend also left. Like, he was not putting up. Hear someone just so brazenly say the word. Like, he just said it. Like, he says it every single day. That's just the word that he uses to refer to black people. It was wild. Just insane. Oh, dearie me. Ugh. What? What is happening? You guys are talking about Spider-Man now? I'm so confused. What is going on? How did we get to trans Spider-Man? What? 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 Okay. Anyway, because of that, Tennessee, whilst it was fun, it was also racist. But the racism was a kind of fun racism. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was funny to me. I think Tennessee sits in A tier. It's got to sit in A tier. Guys, why are you talking about trans Spider-Man? I swear to God, I will. Spider-Man is so gender. Yeah, no, I see the profile picture. Oh my God. Okay, no more trans Spider-Man. I'm putting my foot down. Come on. I'm sitting here. Exactly. Maxwell's got it. Maxwell 17 has got it. Corry, racism happened to be. Everyone else, trans Spider-Man. You got to listen to this. You got to listen to my story. I'm sharing it with you. I had a racism happen upon me. Okay, let's move on. We're almost done. Texas. What happened in Texas? Texas was where I spent, I think, the most time other than California. I was in Dallas. I was in Houston. I was in the other one, Austin. And I'm going to be honest, I had fun in Texas. It's gotta be a D tier for me. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. Like I wouldn't go back to Texas, to be honest. The only good thing about Texas is that I have some friends in Texas, but they're leaving Texas, I think. So what? Yeah, Texas was fine. It was hot, too hot, ridiculously hot, and that's about all. Like the venues were nice. There were nice places in Texas, I guess. No, oh my God, I forgot. I think it was in Houston. We went out to a bar for the night, and it was about 2 a.m. and all of the places had shut, like all the bars and clubs had shut. So we go back to the bus, and suddenly there's this mass exodus out from all of the bars because they've all shut at 2 a.m. and everyone's leaving. And then just suddenly, police, everywhere. It was like Grand Theft Auto, sirens, lights flashing. There were people beating each other and attacking each other because everyone had left all the clubs drunk. And then the police just showed up and they were with their bloody guns and stuff. That was unbelievable. Do you know what? No, Texas, you get to go in E tier. Screw you, Texas. Texas was just, no. Too racist as well. Too homophobic. Texas was not a good place. I don't know. I don't know why it's so big. It should be smaller. So there's less of it. And then I would probably like it more. Oh, dearie me. Just a normal night in Texas. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very much felt that way. Oh, there we go. Utah, Salt Lake City. That was a really cool venue, but there was I did not see anything. There's just nothing going on in Utah. The venue was cool, but that's about it. So, I mean, I'm going to have to put it in D tier just because there's just nothing. Just absolutely nothing in Utah. Okay, Vermont. Did not go to Vermont. Virginia. Did not go to Virginia. Washington State. I did go to, and I saw your monuments. A lot of weird stuff going on in those monuments. I'm gonna put Washington. It was just, I liked it. No, I liked it, I think, but no, Washington DC is D tier. It's fine. It's just the wrong side of fine. It was almost C tier, but it's just, what? It's not worth it, It's fine. Dearie me. It cut out again? All the YouTubers I watch from Texas are planning to leave. That makes sense, yeah. Salt Lake City was one of the most weird experiences I've ever had. Why? Tell me what was weird about Salt Lake City. Wait, it cut out again? I don't think that it's cut out. What? That seems so odd. How many guns did I see in the US? Not many actually. There was an NRA convention nearby, but I did not see it. What else? What else? What else? Oh, it was just police with guns. That was it. So there was an NRA convention that was nearby, and then I only saw guns on police, and that was all, which was nice actually. But no, actually, I think the issue is not seeing someone with a gun, because if I see someone with a gun, at least I can like be like, oh, that someone has a gun. It's the fact that I know that people could be carrying guns like concealed, like they could just conceal carry. It was, and what was going on when I went to America? Like there were school shootings. There was like horrible horrible laws passing with respect to like sort of trans people, and you know all of that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure that like sort of like the concealed carry thing came about when I was there. I'm pretty sure I think Roe v. Wade might have been overturned while I was there as well. Like a ton of horrible stuff happened while I was in the US, and then I come back to the UK and a ton more horrible stuff starts happening here. It's like I'm bringing it with me. Deary me. What? Guns were banned at the NRA convention. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I feel like if it's an NRA convention and you're banning the thing that you're proponents of, that seems like an odd thing to do. If you're like, oh, guns are safe and people should be able to carry them anywhere, but not here where we all are. No. Come on. Like. Christ. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost there. Wait, hold on. Did I just put... Oh, I put West Virginia up there. Oh my god. Well, I didn't go to West Virginia. I didn't go to Wisconsin. I didn't go to Wyoming. I did go to Washington, D.C. And I put it in D tier. Right. That's it. That's my tier list. Bit of a... Whatever. This is it. That I'm happy with that. I'm pretty chuffed with that, I think. Shall we get someone to judge it? What do you think? I feel like I should get someone to judge my tier list, perhaps someone that was there with me. What do you think? Yeah? Tier list? Is the audio cutting out a bit? What the heck? But it seems fine for me. Not dropping anything. And the cable isn't running up against anything. It should be perfectly fine. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on with the audio. I'm sure it's cutting out a lot. Really? Okay. How about now? What's going on? What's the sound? What's going on with the sound right now? Oh my lord. Okay. Definitely have someone evaluate. Okay. Let's find out. Let's get someone to evaluate this. Let's see. Who do I know that was with me throughout that entire process of going to the US? Let's give them a call. Hey, do you want to come up and look at a tier list? Okay, see ya. You have a judge on the way. Shan't be long. Oh, dearie me. You're all good? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio. It's annoying. Like, every single time I have something, like, you know, like I've got a stream. Every single time I do a stream, I fix the problem from the last time. There's a new problem that wasn't there that time. I have no idea what's... Sit down. Oh, hello. Say hello. Speak loud.
Hello.
Okay.
This is weird.
It's very weird, right?
Okay. It's over here and it's here.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also here.
I don't like it. This stresses me out.
Noah is seeing where the camera is compared to where all of the viewfinders and whatnot are.
The camera is where I'm pointing. Obviously, that's where you see it. This is where the screen is. There's another one here.
Exactly. So, you are here to judge my tier list. Yes. Is that correct? You, You went to all the same places that I did, right? No, you can still.
Yeah.
I can see the audio here. You're fine. You talk like.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay. Now, have a look at this list. What do you think? What do you think? Your first pass, huh?
So S tier.
Yeah.
Nevada, Vegas.
Yeah.
Why did you put that S? Why have you done that?
Because I had a really good time in Vegas. Because we did a zip line. We had that really nice...
underwhelming.
But I'm looking back on it, and we got some really funny pictures. You know,
Okay.
me lifting you up on the zip line thing.
Yeah.
What else?
Wait, sorry. Are we rating this based on like how good of a time we had there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just rating it based on what I think of the state.
Nevada.
What the time I had there comes into it. True Food Kitchen.
That's all over the place.
No, but that was the first time we had it. Like, that was an experience.
No, I agree. I think if we're rating based on how good of a time we had, Nevada, yes.
Yeah.
New York, hell yeah, that's S tier.
Incredible place, yeah.
North Carolina, S tier, but that's literally only because we went to a really nice part of North Carolina. We went to we were literally speaking to locals, and they were just like, yes, it's the only liberal town in North Carolina. So, I agree with that. That was really nice. Do you remember, like, did you eat outside with us? You were in the bus working.
Yeah, no. We had the curry place. I didn't even mention the curry place.
Yeah, so we parked our tour bus right outside the venue, and right next to the venue was a curry restaurant, and obviously they didn't have space in the restaurant for 10 of us, so we have a table that we use for merch. Elliot got the table, put it on the street, and we just ate outside on the street. But it was really cute because there was little girls running down the road and flowers and summer dresses, and it was cute. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. No. North Carolina was good.
California A tier.
Yeah. Why is California A tier? What do you think?
Why is it not S tier?
Well, why do you think it's not S tier? Something brought it down. Not like the time I had there, just something. It's the problem across the entire U.S., but we spent a lot of time in California.
Jaywalking the roads?
Yeah, you can't walk.
I got it.
You can't walk.
You can't
exactly. Is there anything here that you disagree with?
I can't. I've only looked at the ones I've read out. California, Ohio, A tier. This is difficult to rate because I feel like we're just rating the venues because we spent most of the time in the bus. No, it is out of focus.
Just come on.
Yes. The Ohio. I would put Ohio higher.
Why?
The show was really good. The crowd was really good.
I do not care about any of that. I don't remember a single one of those shows.
That's not true.
No. As in, I don't remember which one was which.
Pennsylvania? Where is Pennsylvania? What was Pennsylvania? Philadelphia. Why did you rate that A tier? Because we went to Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, yeah. And then we went back and we watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia. Yeah, exactly.
I think that should be S tier just for that then.
Yeah.
Tennessee, I would put Tennessee S tier. Did you talk about your racist?
Yeah, that's why it's A tier.
That's why it's A tier.
Yeah.
Okay, minus that one guy, Tennessee would be S.
Yeah, it's 10.
I think that was
10.
The most fun and successful night out when it was just no one got too drunk. I thought that was a good one. Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. Why is that in B tier?
I don't remember anything about. I did not remember anything about it. I think we had a nice meal in that.
I would put that much lower because that was the state where there was that billboard, the religious billboard.
Yeah, but wasn't it the state with? Oh my god, that place. Yeah, but wasn't it the state where we had that really nice meal with the trans flag outside and we ate a ton?
There was a meal with a trans flag on the outside.
Yeah. There was a restaurant that had the trans flag outside, and we went in, and it was just really nice. It was really good. I got a shake.
Is this the vegan restaurant?
Yeah. Was that not?
I don't know if that was Phoenix.
I think it was Phoenix.
I don't know if it was.
Oh my god, no. Phoenix, we went to the hotel and had True Food Kitchen. Oh my god. Arizona is just...
Yeah, Phoenix.
Arizona is just so boring.
Yeah, we...
Arizona's
it was too
F-tier.
hot. It was way too hot in Arizona.
Exactly, yeah. Well, all that brought it up was I thought that restaurant. Where was that restaurant then?
That restaurant was in... Might have been... Shit.
Illinois, Arkansas. Was it Salt Lake City?
I think it was in the... Oh, it was Denver.
Denver?
It was Denver because I remember... Yes, because I spoke to Tyler about it. And Tyler lives in Denver.
Oh.
And he came to see us in Denver.
Well,
That was Denver. That was Denver.
okay, so Colorado gets bumped up
Oh, why
yeah.
is Denver so low?
because I didn't remember anything about it.
Yeah, no. So Denver, we went to that restaurant. We also saw Tyler. It was a really good show. That was one of the really good ones. That was the one where you what?
I'm just nothing.
What, Missouri?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Exactly.
B,
Right.
yes.
Exactly.
I put Missouri as C. It was very nothing. I don't remember.
Wait, hold on. B, because I think it was because I was like, Wait. Duck
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
That's
Duck
what.
Room.
That's what brought it up.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, because it was
a
cool.
cool venue.
The duck room.
So you've put the state of Missouri on B tier purely because we played at a cool venue.
I specifically said that. Yeah.
Okay. Colorado, Denver, we did that. Colorado should be higher. Denver should be much higher. Denver's nice.
In your opinion, Denver was fine.
That was where we had that restaurant. That was
Yeah,
really
and
nice.
it's been bumped up from C to B because of that.
I just don't understand how Arkansas is lower than Denver. Why is what?
Oh, because Arkansas was racist. The racist people.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did we see any?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we went to a restaurant and there were people. Yeah, that makes sense. Massachusetts? Did I already ask that?
Boston.
Boston. Why is Boston? Boston's nice.
Boston was fine.
Boston was nice. That's
Boston.
where we had Veggie Galaxy.
Yeah,
That's
and
when
I
we went
also
to
had
that
a
nice
woman
pub.
that say that my face didn't match my accent.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. But we went to that nice pub afterwards, and there was that band, and there
I
was
remember,
a fiddle,
I remember.
and we played Jenga in a pub.
It was fine.
I think that should be high.
I was fine.
Florida.
These places now
I just had
are
heat
just.
exhaustion.
It was hot and nothing interesting happened.
Yeah, I was throwing up.
Yeah.
In the green room.
Yeah.
The whole day.
Yeah.
We saw my mum. She got you nice vegan food.
She did give me no. I mean, all of these places were like. I don't remember much.
Georgia, we went through there twice. Atlanta, that was a good show. The people in the crowd were like really up for it.
Yeah,
They were very
but
enthusiastic.
there was nothing going on in the state that was like remotely. I was like,
that was Purgatory, wasn't it? That was the one with the 3 venues. We ordered food, went to collect it. It was in kind of a dodgy area.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was fun, but it was just like it was
Georgia, Kansas. We just stayed in a campsite.
Exactly, and
We
we
got
got kicked out of the pool.
for having
Exactly, and that's
alcohol.
why it's D tier.
I think that should be lower. Kansas, and the generator broke in the middle of the night.
No.
Wi-Fi.
But and also they gave me the wrong order from Taco Bell. But the pool
and then
was.
our food didn't come.
Oh yeah, but the pool was nice.
Kansas,
The pool was
not
nice. The pool was.
pool
It was nice to
not
be
nice.
in water.
Yes, Corey. We ordered food. It didn't come. They had us waiting hours. It was too hot. The generator broke. We were in a campsite and got kicked out of a pool for having alcohol. Kansas should not be. Yeah.
Kansas, yeah. There we go. F there. Yeah.
Utah.
Nothing.
Salt Lake City.
Cool venue, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. Washington D.C. Is it in D tier because the Washington Monument toilet didn't have a cubicle door?
No. Do you
Why
want
is
to tell
it
that
in
story?
D? Well, so you can't shit on the tour bus. All you can do is pee, because if you shit, it backs up the stuff from the tour bus, and you get told off. So we would have to get off the tour bus to go poo. Johnny hot bagged once, so he shat inside a plastic bag. Apparently stunk out the whole bus. I was asleep. But we go to Washington D.C. We go to the monument, and I'm like, oh, I can poo. They'll have a toilet here. There's loads of tourists. Go into the bathroom. There's not a single cubicle door. It's literally just 2 cubicles. You could just see the toilet. It's completely horrifying, and I had to take a shit with Corey standing in front of you.
Yeah.
And I've never shat in the same room as you. I don't enjoy shitting in front of people. It was really difficult.
Well, I just put it in D tier because it was the monuments were kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and the fact that they had they literally said that more Americans died in the Civil War than in World War II.
Yeah, so it was a private thing. It was very strange.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, your own citizens kill your own citizens over slavery, and why would you write it? You just wouldn't put that on the.
Exactly, it's like it's not a brag, but
you wouldn't include that. Michigan, Detroit.
Did not remember anything about it.
That was weird. You were asleep when we got to the venue, but it was like. The entire street was dead. There wasn't a single car, not a single person. There was absolutely no one. We got to the venue. There was no one. The venue was just open. We just walked into it, walked onto the stage, couldn't find the right place. It was where someone came in the green room.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So someone managed to find their way to the green room
twice.
It was like a parent, and it was really uncomfortable. He kept coming in, and I had to be really polite, obviously. And then he brought his kid down. The kid was really nice, but I'm just like, you've followed us into the only space that is just mine on the top. It was so uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
Okay, Texas.
Texas sucks. Texas sucks.
What did we do in Texas?
Your horrible tweets.
Oh yeah. We're in the hotel. We're at the rehearsal space.
Texas sucked.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. You didn't go to the Tex-Mex place with us.
Yeah, but there was
kind of good.
There was Houston, where there were all of the police cars.
Yeah, that was Austin.
Was that Austin? Whatever, Austin.
Houston was when we had a night out with Suicide.
Oh, Houston was a good night for
Houston was
you.
good. Austin was not. You went on a night out with Austin, and yeah, there was two. Yeah,
exactly.
Texas,
No,
yeah,
Texas sucks.
It didn't feel nice to be in.
Yeah.
Or safe.
And that's it. What do you think? Yeah, we agree.
I don't agree with Denver being so low. And I don't agree. Boston should not be a C, and Denver should not be a B.
They were fine.
No, but Boston is so nice.
Yeah,
the
but
houses were really nice.
I thought it was fine.
You didn't see enough of it then.
That's fine. We saw the exact same amount of it.
You didn't take it in. You didn't embrace it. You didn't think, oh, I'll see this place. You just let it be there.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you've done your part. Is there anything else you want to say?
Fuck turfs.
Okay, good. That's it.
So
That's
cool,
it. That's
man.
it. That's it. That's it. Get out. Get out. Get out.
How long are you gonna be on stream?
I don't know. I've got another thing to do, and then.
Oh, you're reacting to that video.
Yeah. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Okay. Goodbye. Okay, that's us back. It's just me now. I need to do one quick little thing. I'll be back in a sec. But New Mexico. I didn't go to New Mexico. All the ones at the bottom, all these ones down here at the bottom, I didn't go to them. I didn't go to none of them. I didn't go to any of these places. All of these I went to, but these, nah, not at all. I'll be back in just a Okay, hello, I'm back again. Sorry. I just had to go ahead and swap something because I need to film these and ran out of space on one card because that took way longer than I expected. That was fun though. What time is it? It is 9 p.m. Oh my gosh, we need to get through this quick because I want to go to my bed at some point. Okay, what are you guys talking about? Why are you guys talking about the Falklands Wars? What? Why are you doing this? Oh my god. Oh my lord. Why are you... Oh my god. It's just a very odd thing to come back to. Just you guys all talking about the Falklands. Okay, cool. But I don't understand where that came from. All right. Okay, cool. So the next thing we're doing on this little stream today is I want to watch a video with you all. A video from Jubilee. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? It all started when someone said they were 121 years old. This is very, very odd. Okay. That's why you don't leave us alone. I was gone for like less than 5 minutes. I was gone for like 2 minutes. I didn't even leave my desk. I was sat here. I was just sorting something out over there. What are you guys playing at? Oh my lord. Okay. Shall we get to watching again? Shall we? Okay. I think we shall. So, you see this little video here? You see it? You see this little video down there? You see this? We're going to be watching this. You watched this video the other day, then you know that it is something. Let me just... That's how I feel about that video, honestly. Okay. Right, let's get into watching this, because it's a bloody doozy. Right. Are we ready? Are we ready, kids? I was half expecting someone to say, aye, Captain, but I'm here alone, so that won't happen. Right. Let's get into this. Dearie me.
We brought together 7 queer people.
I am a queer person.
I'm a queer person.
Oh, I should probably first talk about this, shouldn't I? Right, yeah. So this is a video from Jubilee called 6 Queer People versus 1 Liar, Odd One Out. It's like Odd One Out. It's, if you don't know what Jubilee is and you don't know what Odd One Out is, basically there are going to be all of these people. 6 of them are queer. 1 of them is not, but they are pretending to be queer. Okay? It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Okay, right. Let's get back to the start. Let's watch this. Okay, I'll just explain it again. I'm getting confused. I'm gonna just start from the start with this. This is a video from Jubilee called 6 Queer People versus 1 Liar, Odd One Out. Essentially, there's an odd person out. One of them is lying about being queer. This game is to figure out which one it is. They'll probably explain this in the video. I don't remember. Love the entire lack of definition about what queer actually means. Yes! That's because... Yeah, I'm not going to define it until maybe afterwards. Let's just bloody watch this. Oh my lord.
We brought together 7 queer people.
I am a queer person.
I'm 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 a queer person.
1 is a liar. Who is the odd one out?
Scale to 1 to 10.
So yeah, like, I'm a queer, like, what does queer mean? You know, like, it would be useful to know what queer means in this context, right? Because I started watching this and I was like, okay, is it 6 queer people and 1 straight person? Or 6 people who identify as queer and 1 person who does not identify as queer? That means, like, the difference means that you're looking for an entirely different, like, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, if you are, like, not... What I mean is that if you don't count yourself... Not count yourself. What I mean is, if you don't, like, identify as queer... You could still be not straight and a part of the LGBT community. So you could still be kind of involved to an extent in queer, like, LGBT culture sort of thing. You know what I mean? Whereas if you are not queer because you are not, like, you're not LGBT and you are just straight and so you're not queer because of that, then, or like straight, like cis het, you know what I mean? Then you're probably not a part of LGBT culture. And so, like... This is like much more of a step, right? This is what's very confusing about this video. Like, I did not know what I was supposed to be looking out for. It just became like, they should have explained it. They should have explained it. This feels like it'd be really difficult because queer people don't always identify personally as queer. Exactly. Like, this video is just like, this video is so, like, I don't know who put this together. But oh my god, they are using queer just so liberally. And what I mean is that, like, they're just they're not using queer liberally. They're not defining what they mean by queer. And that makes the entire video just very confusing.
How gay are we?
8.
I'd also say 8.
I'm a 9.
Yeah, I would say a 9 or 10.
A 7.
A great way to start out a video about who is queer and who is not is to ask... Sorry, let me say that again. A great way to find out who is queer and who is not in a video about who is queer and who is not is to ask how gay you are. from a scale of 1 to 10. Oh my god. Is it a video asking who is gay and who is not gay, or who is queer and who is not queer? Because, like, already they're very much just forcing, like, queerness into a very, like, into a very sort of binary, like, model of sexuality. I mean, not necessarily binary. They're saying there's a spectrum, but the spectrum is putting, like, I would assume, like, bisexual in the middle as like a 5 sort of thing, you know, like, oh, 1 to 10. 1 is straight, 10 is gay, in the middle is bi, which already is, like, not what you'd expect of someone that identifies as queer, because usually people that identify as queer have a deeper understanding of sexuality than rate yourself from 1 to 10 on how gay you are, you know? Like, I hate 1 to 10 number systems. Like, what does a 3 mean? What does a 7 mean? Everyone will think of a 3 as different to the next person. 6 could be your 4. Yeah, no, it's 1 to 10 numbering systems for things like sexuality. Like, it's so, like, attraction is so complex. Putting it down to a number of how gay you are is just, it's not gonna work. It's not helpful, I don't think, at all. Like, at all. Kinsey scale, sure, but that's different, though. That's, like, slightly different, because that's, like, you know, like, that's, like, what, 7-point scale, and it's pretty simple as entirely homosexual, or, like, you know, like, sometimes homosexual, sometimes heterosexual. Like, it's about your behavior, right? I'm pretty sure, the Kinsey scale, right? So that works. It's not about how gay are you. Kinsey scale is more specific. This, how gay are you, doesn't work. Okay, let's keep on watching, because this is a 10-minute video, and we got 20 seconds in.
So what makes you a 7?
Because I like both. Like I'm in like a poly couple right now with a guy and a girl. So.
Okay, period.
Okay, what do you like better?
I think this is one of my.
What do you like better? This is just such an uncomfortable question. Like, okay, not to be mean. But, okay, I'll get there later. I'll get to it in a second. Oh my god, it's just like, we go straight from, I think it's the same person that asked how gay are you on a scale from 1 to 10, is like, you know, that's the same person that asked which do you like better, which is very much just like, that's a very odd way to ask that question, right? Like, that's a very odd question to ask. Sucks. It's like as though this person has never met someone that is not people and gay people, because this is not how you talk to someone that is that is like bi or polysexual.
My like first relationships the last 2 years, so I'm like kind of more open to like an older couple, so I'm getting.
You're not
more
answering
towards,
what you like better.
I like girls a little more.
How rude is this person? You're not answering what you like better, because it's not a question that is easy to answer. That's not how it works. Like, which do you like better? Oh, well, I like girls more in this way and guys more in that way. No. Which do you like better? Which is best for you? Like, it's not how it works. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. Just isn't.
That's why I was at 7.
Okay.
When Travis was asking questions, he was kind of snappy with me and like calling out that I didn't get to his point straight away.
They were very nervous when they were speaking. I just feel like they were skirting around every single question that was being asked.
Wait.
So, like, watching this, I'm thinking, like, okay, well, the what is it, Devons? They seem queer to me because they're using they pronouns. They're non-binary, probably, or I think they're non-binary. Yeah, like, and they're also saying that they're in a poly couple, right? A poly relationship right now. This is where it becomes difficult, right? Because you've not defined what you mean by queer. Is it just people who self-ID as queer, or is it people who, like, is it? Do we have someone that's cishet and pretending to be queer? Like, what are we supposed to be trying to find?
But what's your sexuality? If you don't, sorry, I cut you off. I'm so sorry.
I'm bisexual. I'm poly and bisexual.
Okay, fair.
So when did like everyone kind of discover their like sexuality, I guess? I was raised as a Mormon. I had like a secret relationship.
By the way, if you're an absolute loser, you might have looked at this person and thought, they might be the straight one. But no, just a Mormon or an ex-Mormon. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
with one of my roommates in college. After that, I just couldn't deny it anymore, and I was like, okay, I'm gay.
I was 18. I experimented with a girl for the
Okay. So we have one person saying that they're bisexual and poly. We have another person saying that they're gay. What does queer mean? What does queer mean here? Like, in this context, what does queer mean? Especially if, like, all of these people are using different definitions for queer. This is just, like, a really, like, this is such an odd video. It's like, guess the odd one out, but you don't know what criteria we're judging them by. Like, oh my god. It's like, who self-IDs as queer? Then this is just, it's impossible. It is, because it's literally, like, the difference between being queer and being not when it comes down to just, like, sort of self-ID without sort of giving some definition for what queer is in this context. That's just guessing what someone, like, how someone refers to their sexuality. That is literally just guessing how someone refers to themselves. That's, what? That's ridiculous. They're 100% using queer to mean same-sex attracted. Yes? Well, Catherine, I'm sure you may think that. I'm sure you think that they're using queer to mean 100%, to mean to mean same-sex attracted. But watch the video further and see.
first time, and a lot of my previous life made sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came out the
Can I just say, like, and this is not to be hating or bullying online, but this guy that's talking, I do not like the vibes of at all. Maybe he came off poorly in the video. I do not like him from this video. Like, just the way that he speaks to people and the attitude, not a fan of it.
the womb queer, and I've been queer ever since.
So are you a golden gay?
I'm a golden.
How? Oh my god! How can you have a video talking about being queer, figuring out who is not queer, and have the concept of a golden gay come up? That is like the most, just like, If you don't know what a golden gay is, or a gold star gay, it is someone who is gay, who has never had sex with someone of the opposite sex, right? Or someone of the opposite gender. Depends how transphobic you are, to be honest, right? Like, it's very, I don't know. Basically, if you are a gay man and you have never had any sexual contact with a woman, then you are a gold star gay. Which, like, in a video about being queer, I just feel like the concept of a gold star gay is almost antithetical to the concept of being queer. Like, I feel like these, like, a lot of these people here are just using queer as almost a synonym for gay. And yet, they are being, like, biphobic. I mean, kind of a little bit, kind of like a little transphobic there with the gold star gay idea. And, like, not just transphobic, like, the idea of a gold star gay is so problematic in so many bloody ways. It's so weird to put yourself on this sort of pedestal above other people because you have only had sex with a certain type of person, right? It's just, it's very odd, and it's I can't quite get my words around it. It's like, I have a lot of issues with the concept of a gold star gay, but if you're going to say that you're queer, I don't think being queer and being a gold star gay are compatible. Personally, like, I just don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there are people who use the word queer to mean I'm gay, and I'm not just going to use the word gay, I'm going to use the word queer also, but I'm not going to consider what queer means to people in general. I'm not going to reconsider, you know, my beliefs around, you know, like, around sort of sexuality and sex and gender and all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, you know, to be queer, you need to not be, like, 100% gay. What I'm saying is that you need to maybe reevaluate, like, using the concept of a gold star gay. Like, that just doesn't seem to fit in with the concept of queerness to me, because it's still very much putting people in a box based on, like, you know, based on their sex, as is defined by Jubilee here. Oh my god.
Okay.
Good for you.
Travis was very to the
Yes, I'm a gold star gay, good for you. No, like, I would look at these people, I'd be like, ah, you're gay, you're not queer then, right? See, this is what I'm confused about. Does queer just mean not straight here? But I'm usually like, my gaydar is spot on. Like, it's very good. It's always quite good, right? I know, oh, gaydar doesn't exist, blah blah blah. You can't ever tell, stereotypes, blah blah blah. Right, but like, often you can just kind of feel vibes, you know what I mean? Like, it's not 100%, not 100% at all, but you can feel vibes a lot, okay? None of these people, to me, seemed straight, like, at all. None of them were giving off straight vibes. When I was first watching this, I was like, which one of these is the straight one? Like, I could not figure it out. Like, I could not figure it out at all. Ugh.
Point and like not saying a lot, which also made me a little suspicious as well.
I came out 14, but I'm not a golden gay.
Stop using the golden gay as like, but I'm not a golden gay. I hate it so much. I hate it.
So I went through a straight period. That's what I call it. I identify as polysexual. Most genders, but not all. I hate cis men. So
I'm a golden.
This is like so like why are they all like stereotypes of look, I'm gonna be like kind of mean here. Why do they all seem like stereotypes of just kind of like the most toxic kinds of like gay and queer people? You know what I mean? Like I'm a gold star gay and I hate cis men. I don't think I'm offended here. Like, I can take someone saying they hate cis men. That's not my issue. It just seems like it's so odd. You know what I mean? Like, it's like not being attracted to cis men, that's fine, but being like, I hate cis men, so strange, especially given like you've gone through a straight era. Okay, maybe you were into trans guys only then. Like, sure, maybe. But like, if you're using the term gold star, like, that's all I'm saying, right? Like, these people just seem like some of the most toxic members of the LGBT community. It's just so weird to see them, like, because I usually think of being queer. It's not like you can't be queer and be like, it's not like, I'm not saying, how do I put this? I'm not saying that being queer means that you're non-toxic. All I'm saying is that identifying as queer and understanding generally how like queerness works in terms of like how people generally define queer, you know, like obviously people have their own definitions and all of that sort of stuff. It's a very personal thing, but kind of taking the time to understand that sort of stuff, I would often think, oh, that means that you're probably aware of why this kind of behavior is toxic, but evidently not.
Gay.
Yeah.
I'm a golden gay, but I don't really identify as gay anymore, so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You know.
This, I don't understand why these people identify as queer if they're also holding on to the term of like golden gay, like if they're also identifying themselves there as like a golden gay. Like, I know it's what's been going around in the room, but like, I just don't think those things are compatible. I don't think you could be like, I'm queer and then put yourself in the box of being, I'm a golden gay. I've only ever had sex with someone of the same sex and I'm using the term golden gay to describe that. It's just, whoa, ugh, God. It's just like, it's people like, okay, here's my issue, right? I think this is the way to describe it. Queerness, I feel inherently is about being in some sense non-normative, right? Like the word queer like quite literally means like odd or away from the norm. A lot of these people seem to be quite normative in you know, they're not cis-het, right? They're non-normative in that sense, but otherwise they are fairly normative. Like, as far as the LGBT community goes, they are fairly normative, right? Like they're fairly normal, right? Like, they're not really demonstrating that their mindset is like like aligns with like a lot of queerness, which is fine. I'm not trying to invalidate their queer identity. Like, you can identify as queer and that's what makes you queer. That is perfectly fine. What I'm saying is that, like, again, the idea of queerness is about being like, is about sort of like that sort of deviation in some senses, right? And sticking to things like golden gay and like and all of that sort of stuff, it's just the way that they're talking about this, like putting yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on how gay you are. Not like, oh, use the Kinsey scale to like sort of determine your sexuality, or like, oh, what's your sexuality or anything. Like, how gay are you, scale of 1 to 10? these people are queer. Some of them might not even be gay at all. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what's like it's odd to me, right? Because it's viewing by putting you know, your sexuality on a scale of 1 to 10 of gayness, you're kind of overlooking. It's like not. It's kind of biphobic, right? You're kind of overlooking the idea that bisexuality isn't just slap bang in the middle of being a straight and gay, right? By using the term gold star gay, that's an issue as well. And by being like, which do you like more? None of this is pointing out to me someone that is like that understands anything outside of being gay. You know, like outside of being like a man who is interested in men exclusively. Like it's just I can't quite put my finger on it, but I just do not like the vibe of this at all. It feels very odd to make this video, like 6 queer people versus 1 liar. Just so odd to me. Let's see. What's going on in the chat? Not dating cis men feels transphobic because then you're separating cis and trans men, but they are both men. Yeah, no, I understand that. And like, I mean, it definitely can be. It could also be fetishization and chasery, and also saying that trans men aren't men or whatever. Like, I think I can understand why some people might feel less comfortable around cis men, and so will then like not engage in relationships with cis men, or find themselves being less attracted to cis men because of the difference in like experience, just generally, right? And this is an absolute generalization, but then that's how we define sexuality, by generalization all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gay, that doesn't mean that you're going to only ever, like, you know what I mean? Like, what I mean is that if you're gay, what men look like varies wildly, like massively varies. So saying you're gay is still making like a generalization, right? Like, I like men, but what kind of men do you like? Or like what other aspects of men do you like? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, saying that you're gay is a massive generalization, right? And so saying I'm not really attracted to cis men is generally using this sort of one point that correlates with these other things and saying I avoid people like this. Now, there are problems with that, definitely, but I can understand why some people like say that. Now, when someone says I hate cis men, that is slightly different, I think, right? It's not quite saying, oh, I find myself not attracted to these people, blah, blah, blah. That's saying trans men and cis. It's like saying I hate men, but in a I'm not transphobic way. It's weird to me. It's a very weird line to draw, because like because there could be like, there are cis men with varied experiences, and drawing the line between being trans and cis is an odd place to draw that line when it comes to men. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, dearie me. Having a type is not equal to a sexuality. I didn't say that having a type was equal to a sexuality. Who said that having a type was equal to a sexuality? What are you saying there? What's going on there, Clear and Sile? Elaborate, please. Let us know. I guess it's maybe because queer is also political. Not all LGBT, but certain LGBT people are maybe more likely to identify as queer. Yeah, absolutely. Queer is definitely a political term. It's a very, very term, which is why I'm not going to say these people aren't queer, because if you say you're queer, then you're queer. That's fine. It's just that there are more common, I guess, definitions of queerness. Like, there are things that people kind of like come together and agree upon when it comes to queerness, and there are a lot of like ideas that go along with it, like not necessarily like, you know, ideology, but I guess more one of the fundamental aspects of queerness being, you know, obviously like deviation from the norm, that it doesn't really feel super compatible with me when it comes to like the whole gold star gay, rating your gayness on 1 to 10 sort of thing, you know? Let's see. What's going on? She also framed it as most genders, but not all. I hate cis men, lol. Like, she phrased it like cis man is a gender. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't even pick up on that, Catherine. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, she phrased it like cis man is a gender. Like, that flew under the radar for me. Yeah, absolutely. This is what I don't, like, kind of get. Maybe, like, they're kind of saying it wrong on the day or whatever, but the way that they're coming off in this video, and that's not saying that that's the way they are, but the way that they're coming off in this video is as people who don't know very much about the LGBT community. Like that's what I'm getting. Like, you know, like I like a lot of genders, but I hate cis men. Cis man is not a gender. Man is a gender. Cis man is not is not like a gender in and of itself, you know? It's yeah, and yeah, like I also feel that anti-cis man rhetoric feed says amp. Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Yeah, like I think like just saying I hate cis men, it's such an I'm almost like more okay with people saying I hate men than I hate cis men, because it's trans men are still able to sort of perpetuate the problems that cis men perpetuate. Do you know what I mean? Like there is still like trans men are still capable of doing that. Obviously there's transphobia in there as well, but like that's like saying I hate white men, you know, or like I hate cis white men, because you're saying, oh yeah, well, black people are oppressed and other people of color are oppressed, so that means that I can't hate them as men because they don't do sexism the same. Like it doesn't quite work. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very weird line to draw, I think. Not even 2 minutes through. I know. It's ridiculous. Okay, how long have I got? A little bit of time.
College, I started like experimenting more, and I grew up in Ohio, which is like very conservative. And
can I say, by the way, Devons, or I think that's their name. This person is the only one in the video who is giving me like just really good vibes thus far. The only one that I'm like just absolutely positive vibes. Nothing I see like I've got no problem with them.
College, I started like experimenting more, and I grew up in Ohio, which is like very conservative, and like my mom is like very like traditional Asian, so it kind of just stayed to me until I kind of moved out, and then I moved to California like a year and a half ago, and it's been more open, and everybody's been really awesome.
Welcome to Cali.
Even though they are non-binary, that doesn't automatically make you queer.
Travis is playing a very attack kind of gameplay. He's not really like giving us any details.
Is what does queerness mean to you? No, none of this like rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 from gay. Like because you could be queer, you could be like gay and not queer. You could be queer and not gay. It doesn't add up. Like I don't know. God, this is blech. Oh my god. What on earth is happening? Go on. It's just... My internet is usually great. It never buffers. What is going on? Okay, let's give it a refresh, huh? What is... No, even though they're non-binary, that doesn't make them queer. That does actually make sense. Okay, well, I'm gonna get big while I'll wait for this to work. Yeah, no. You can be non-binary and not queer. Like they're not. You don't. Being non-binary doesn't automatically make you queer. Like people use queer to mean LGBTQIA+ or whatever. They use them synonymously. But like ultimately, if you don't personally identify with the word queer, then you don't like you're not. You're not queer. You don't need to be queer. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's tough to understand because we do just use it synonymously, and we talk about the queer community. I think we're kind of using it in two different ways. Like, there's queer as an identity, and then there's queer as kind of like an umbrella term. And really, we probably shouldn't be using it as an umbrella term because not everyone in the LGBTQ+ community identifies as queer, so they're not necessarily synonymous. They are like two different things. Even the internet couldn't stand this video. Yeah, no, I'm still streaming. Like, you can still see me. So I have no idea why this is not working. Like, it is refusing. It's skipping through it. Like, it just doesn't want to play it. Let's see if it opens up in a new tab, huh?
We brought together 7 queer people.
That's like super.
Okay, well, then it works. It works fine. Cool. I get MB as both an umbrella term and a specific label too to some people. Yeah, look, the issue is that when you start trying to be kind of definitive about all of this, it doesn't work, right? Because look, fundamentally, all of these labels that we have are entirely made up. Like, they are made up labels. So don't worry about it too much. Like, they're not real. They're not real. Like, the labels, okay, I don't put this. The labels aren't real things, right? They're just ways that we use, things that we use to make ourselves more understandable to other people, or to find like community with other people, or to understand ourselves better, right? But that doesn't mean that the labels are the thing that they describe. They're not. Like, they're all made up things to make it easier to understand each other. And there's going to be blurry lines because ultimately there are like what, 7 billion people on the planet, 8 billion people on the planet. There are 7 or 8 billion different sexualities. You know what I mean? Like, realistically speaking, in that, like, we're generalizing. We're being broad when we come up with these categories. Like, anytime we make a category, we are necessarily like kind of generalizing to an extent, right? Like, so one person's gay is not the same as another person's gay, by which I mean 2 gay men could be attracted to entirely different kinds of people, like very, very different looking people. And, you know, 2 men, like, you know, can have, like, they can both have the gender man, but experience that very, very differently. And so since we generally kind of we determine sexuality, you know, your orientation based on which genders you like, or which genders you don't like, you know, or like if you don't like any, it's difficult because like like the only thing that ties, in a lot of cases, the only thing that ties an entire gender together, the only thing that ties, say, all men together or ties all women together as a gender is that they identify as that gender. And so sexuality is just very, very complex. It's very, and, you know, and gender as well. Like, they're both complex, and trying to have like sort of hard and fast rules for this means specifically this and only this, it doesn't work, because there are always going to be blurry boundaries into all, like, you know, into any of the boxes. So by being very militant about that, it's just not going to work. And it seems almost counterintuitive because, you know, these labels and all that are to help other people understand you and to help you understand yourself and find other people in your community, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. So you would think that being very, very specific, like specific micro labels would be the best thing. But nah, like just understanding that there's like a bit of a blurry boundary with all of these things, and it's a bit like, it's fine, because ultimately, even if you have all these micro labels and whatnot, unless each individual person has a micro label, then like you're not being specific anyway. And like, you know, the specificity that you sort of gain by being like, this is specifically what this means, I don't think it's really worth it. Like, I don't think it adds anything, because like ultimately, like I said, you know, you can have 2 men that are gay, and one of them could be attracted to very feminine men, and one of them could be attracted to very masculine men. And, you know, one of them could have a genital preference that is different from the other's genital preference. And it's just like, it's just, it's already just a mess, right? There's no point in trying to make it clean in this specific way that makes it difficult for others, you know? Just kind of roll with it. It's, you know, you're never gonna truly know like someone's specific sexuality or gender, I don't think. So don't worry about it too much. I mean, really, the main thing is knowing whether you would sleep with them and whether they would sleep with you. That's it. That's all. That's all that really matters. That's it. Okay, cool. Basically, nothing's real, and everything is just everyone's individual experience. Exactly. Yes. So let's go through.
California like a year and a half ago, and it's been more open.
Even though they are non-binary, that doesn't automatically make you queer.
Travis is playing a very attack kind of gameplay. He's not really like giving us any details.
And there's
we
a
have
tie.
A three-way tie.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
The tie is between Natia, Devins, and Travis.
We're not even 3 minutes through this yet.
I was shocked, flabbergasted.
I'm gonna
See, when I was first watching this, I was like, oh yeah, Travis isn't queer, Travis is gay, because Travis comes off as just, I mean, okay, this is how I would generally refer to it, just, you know, whatever. This is not how I would generally refer to it. This is the easiest and quickest way. Travis comes off as, like, bitchy gay. That's what Travis comes off as. Do you know what I mean? Like, just, like, very much, like, dominating the conversation, talking about being a golden gay, talking about, you know, like, how gay are you on a scale from 1 to 10? Like, it's all about gay. There's no mention of, like, queerness until it's like, I was queer when I came out of the womb. Every other thing is just gay. And so, like, queer and gay almost seem to be, like, synonymous to in Travis's mind, based on this video thus far, right? So when I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, Travis is gay and not queer. That was my guess. And I kept on hopping back and forth between so many people because I'm like, which one of them seems straight?
Give each of you 30 seconds on the clock to state your case, and then we'll do another round of voting. Natia, starting with you.
Well, if you guys vote me off, that's like super homophobic. I'm just gonna say. I'm just high femme, so like if you're distracted by my clothing, you're just like, she doesn't look gay. It's because this is like gender affirming to me, to present myself in like a super feminine way while being gay and not being like masculine and just like, yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, like, they're all talking about being gay, and that's interesting to me because it does just seem like for most of these people, gay and queer are just synonyms. You know, they just mean this. Like, queer is just an umbrella term that includes all gays. Like, that's really odd to me. And like, yeah, no, like, I mean, yeah, a lot of people see high femme lesbians or, you know, queer people, or queer women, and think that they're straight, but no, I don't know. None of these people are reading as straight to me.
I guess I'll go over maybe nightlife or something. I guess we'll start like beaches and then go down to Roscoe's and then end at the Abbey because you gotta end at the Abbey. I met the couple I'm with right now at Mickey's. They were like married together and then found me. What else? Hamburger Mary's, anybody? Friday night drag. So.
That is no way to defend yourself. List every gay bar you know. Okay, makes no sense.
I mean, it makes some sense, right? Like, if you're trying to say, hey, I'm not pretending to be queer, like, you know, it makes some sense.
It was a terrible defense.
If you've
Oh my god, why is this happening? What?
We brought together 7 queer people.
I am a queer person.
I'm a queer person.
I'm a queer person.
I'm a list every gay bar you know.
There we go.
Okay, makes no sense. It was a terrible defense.
No, how would you know the gay bars if you aren't gay?
Like, talk about
How do you know the gay bars if you aren't gay? You can study before you go to this. It's fine.
how much you love penis or something. Like, don't.
Terrible defense.
If you have 30 seconds, like, talk about how much you love penis or something. Like, don't say you love Hamburger Mary's.
You can be queer and not like penis. You can be a non-binary queer person and not love penis. And, like, it's just so, like, this is what's baffling to me. These people who are, like, who identify as queer are being just so weird. You know, when it comes to, like, proving that you're queer, they're talking about it as a proving that you are gay. Like, the bisexual thing was pretty much out the window almost immediately. And the one person that's spoken about being polysexual thus far is, like, it just has an issue with cis men specifically, and like separates cis men and trans men. Bad vibes all around thus far. Like, bad vibes all around. Like, it's just, that's what's baffling to me. Like, talk about how much you love penis. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. They've said they're bi. You know what I mean? Like, I just, and like, you know, maybe they just don't like dick at all. Maybe they don't like dick. You can be queer and bi and non-binary and not like dick. Because I'll tell you this, there are plenty of people that don't have dicks. There are plenty of them. You can be as bisexual as you want, and you could have it on with any and every gender and never encounter a penis in your life. It is so weird to me that this is the lens that they're viewing it through. It's like it's non-compatible to me. It doesn't seem compatible to be like, this is the way to prove that you are, I mean, gay, really, right? This is the way to prove that you are gay. And they're also using gay to mean queer. Like, this is the way to prove you're queer by talking about how gay you are, by proving how gay you are. Queerness is about more than sex or being gay or any of that. Like, it can encompass your entire lifestyle. It can encompass your outlook on life. You know, like there's more to it than just loving dick or being super gay and flamboyant. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm married to a man, so I don't know if that tells you anything. I've been queer since 12. I have a Winnie the Pooh tattoo and a Totoro tattoo. Come on, guys.
Travis is fully just using queer to mean synonymous with gay at this point. Like, genuinely, just using queer to be synonymous with gay. Like, you have a husband, you can be gay and not queer. You can be gay and not queer. It's possible.
As queer as they come.
Just because you know the names of like a gay bar crawl doesn't mean anything.
Bird Evans.
Sorry.
Good game, good game.
Good gameplay.
I mean, it kind of sucks I was eliminated. I don't think they let me talk enough and kind of explain myself.
So do you guys all like identify as queer? Is that like an okay
gay,
term?
like what do you guys?
6 queer people and 1 liar. And in the second round, they are asking if they identify as queer. What does queer mean in this context? What are they talking about? Oh my God. Like, if queer means like just not straight and not cis in this context, then they would all be queer, right? But if it just means, if they're talking about queer as like, do you identify as queer? Then that's what question is that? If they don't identify as queer, then they're the liar, right? And yeah, someone in the chat has pointed this out. Someone in the chat has pointed this out. That Travis initially said, like, I came out of the womb queer, and then said I was queer from the age of 12. Like, whatever. Bah.
I go between queer and bi. I was really comfortable with bi, but then my partner from high school actually came out to me recently as a trans woman, and my current partner is a trans man. And so the label bisexual has kind of just like started to feel a little like pushing me into a box, and I go between.
Again, maybe this came off poorly from when she said it on the day to the video coming out. But a trans man and a trans woman are binary. They are men and women. So bisexual would still vary, even if you're going through the binary, like the binary form of, like the binary definition of bisexual, meaning 2 genders, meaning men and women, right? Even if you're using that definition, your partner from high school coming out as trans and your current partner being trans don't break that definition at all. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if it's a case of being like, oh, I've found myself being attracted to non-binary people, and so bi feels like confining to me, that's fine, I guess. Bi can still include non-binary people. Bisexual, the definition now is this, like, okay, the definition for bisexual is 2 or more, essentially, like yours and other genders are generally the definition that's used, right? You know, like 2 or more, or yours and however many others. But regardless, it's just so weird to me that that someone that IDs as queer would be like, oh, I identify as queer because I'm attracted to binary trans people. Like, that is so baffling to me. That is so odd to me. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm not saying that it's wrong or bad. I do not get them off well, but like, yeah, like just the fact that like I've stopped identifying as bisexual because 2 people that I've been involved with have like turned out to be trans binary trans people. Like, it just seems so odd to me. Like, oh, I'm queer because I'm into trans people. Like, it's like saying I'm pansexual because I'm attracted to trans people. It's just weird. It's very, very strange. These people very much like this is what I'm saying when it's like what they're saying doesn't come off as being like queer to me, because it's very like, it's very trans exclusionary to an extent. Not exclusionary, but like the way that this sort of paints trans people is odd to me, you know? Like, they've got the person that was saying that they're not attracted to cis men, separating trans men from cis men. We've got this person who is saying that from, like, they did identify as bisexual, they go back and forth to identify as bisexual, but after having been in a relationship with two trans people on separate occasions, they are now using the label queer more. And also the gold star gay comments as well. It's weird to me. And the the loving dick comment, it's just strange. It's very, very odd to me. It's very, very strange. It doesn't come off as with like the idea of queerness. It just comes off as people who are like just very much like, this is how it is. And if I'm attracted to trans people, then I can't be bisexual because trans people are different genders. Like, that's how it's coming off. That might not be what they think, but that's definitely how it's coming off in this video. Like, it's just this is such a mess. Like, this would be fine if it was like 6 LGBT people and 1 liar. But it's 6 queer people and 1 liar.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It wasn't until I was like in my 30s that I discovered there was a whole other side of me that I could put a name to, like, and identify, and it's such a more full.
It is.
Yeah, I completely agree. As I started dating more male partners, I started using the label gay just because it felt easier. Until very recently, it's so rigid and sexuality is so fluid. And while I have identified as gay for a long time, I have come to terms with the fact that I am also attracted to women. I'm attracted to trans individuals. And yeah, women are beautiful. They're gorgeous. Women are beautiful.
And
I'm not just attracted to men, I'm attracted to women and trans individuals. That doesn't mean what you think that means. That's no. Saying trans individuals, like, it's just like, I understand, like, that sort of definition of queer was like, yeah, I was on board with it, I got it, and then like, it's the way that so many in this group seem to be separating out trans people from, you know, like as sort of putting being trans as a gender in and of itself, which doesn't seem very queer to me. Like, that's not very queer, girly. You know, I don't know. It just doesn't add up to me, man. Like, it's just it comes off wrong. Like, that's not right? Like, I mean, obviously you can, like, self-ID and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying that they're not queer because their definition or their outlook on the world doesn't fit mine. That's not what I'm saying at all. They're still queer. All I'm saying is that, like, the reasonings that they're giving behind it are very, like, kind of highlight or suggest odd ways of viewing trans people. Ways that, you know, are not all that up with, like, I guess, queer political theory or whatever. Like, it's strange to me. It's strange, that's all. You know, it's just like odd that they've got this video of like 6 queer people, and like thus far it seems like a lot of them are like they're not very in touch with the greater queer community. You know what I mean? They're not very in touch with like trans people and all of that sort of stuff. It seems like very odd. Even though, like, you know, one of them is dating a trans person, like the way that she's described this, and like, again, leaving room for it, like, potentially just to be like poorly coming across in the video. But like, it's just ugh. Why do they think being attracted to trans people is any different than being attracted to cis people? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, like, exactly. Like, that to me is something that seems like very not queer. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not a very like queer outlook on the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's in the same sense that like it would be odd for me for like a gay person to think that, like, you know, or for a queer person to think that one person needs to stay home and the other one needs to go out to work. Doesn't matter what gender they are, but like, they think that, like, that's odd to me, right? Like, because it's restrictive in a way that queerness is supposed to be liberating, right? And this still feels very restrictive. It's a very restrictive, putting people in boxes viewpoint. Even putting people in boxes based on, like, you know, their genitalia or you know, something like that. Like that's what seems odd to me. Like the restrictive nature of these people's outlooks, or rather the restrictive nature of these people's outlooks as suggested in this video. And bear in mind, it's not even a 10-minute video, so like we don't know any of these people. I'm not saying that any of them are bad. I'm not saying that any of them are wrong about, you know, queerness or them being queer. I'm just saying that the way it's come off in this video, it doesn't seem like they're down with the queer community in a wider sense, or that they like understand the liberation of the queer community, or that they understand, like, you know, I guess just in general, like trans people, you know, like that's what's odd to me here. That's what's odd to me. This is my personal opinion, but if you change your sexuality just because you're attracted to a trans person is so wrong. If you don't see a trans man as a man, then you truly don't fully support it. Once again, this is just my opinion. No, I get that entirely. Like, I think it's very, very strange to date a trans man and be like, oh, maybe I'm queer and not gay. Like, that would be incredibly weird. Like, incredibly, incredibly odd. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. This video is just like red flags and like bad vibes all around.
I feel like with me, like identifying as a lesbian after being like so strict on non-labeling when I was in high school and stuff because of like the suppression I went through, I finally feel like I belong to a community, which is like so stupid to say, but in retrospect, okay, cool.
Labels can be liberating or they can be like conforming. It's whatever is true for you as a person.
See, this is what's really difficult, because they're all applying different labels to themselves other than queer. And I know you could be queer and a lesbian, but then they haven't defined what queer means. So are they using queer as an umbrella term, or is it just people that identify as queer? Because the person that asked the question said, like, do you identify as queer? Which, like, if they're using queer as meaning identifying as queer, that'd be a weird question to ask. But surely they all would have been briefed on, like, what the definition of queer was, or did they just look for people that were queer? And then people apply, like,
He was very quiet. Like, I knew from the beginning he was gay, but at the end of the round, Elizabeth was just like more forward about her queerness.
So strange.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I get it.
You.
Good game. Good game.
I love your fit, by the way.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I never said it.
I thought it was gonna happen. I didn't.
Sorry, hold on. Do you know when people compliment other people and you're like, you're just giving a compliment to be nice? Like, he's like, I'm not saying he's dressed poorly. He's wearing a striped t-shirt and like tan shorts. He looks good. He looks nice. It's not the kind of outfit where you're like, I really like your outfit. It's just like your standard, like, oh, this is, yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, it looks good. It's just like, it's just very funny to me when I see people like giving out compliments to give out a compliment. Like, I'm not saying that he's not dressed well, or I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, a striped t-shirt and like tan, like, or like khaki shorts. It's not really the outfit that you're like, I really dig your fit, you know? Like, oh God. Maybe Jubilee just threw the queer label in there, but they were really just looking for LGBTQIA plus people. Okay, but then which one of these people is an LGBTQIA plus, huh? Which one? Which one isn't? Okay.
I love your fit, by the way.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I never said it.
I thought it was gonna happen. I didn't say much.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
I think we got
I
it.
I don't know who I would.
Yeah? Okay.
I feel good.
Is the voting already done? Like, we're concluding, because I don't want to throw myself under the bus.
No, voting's
No, you
done. Yeah.
Okay,
We're done now?
fair.
Just throw it
So
out.
I'm like kind of sus of you, only because like you have the stereotypical piercings. And I'm just
Okay.
like, they would put a gay stereotype.
That's fair.
We're done too.
See, this, like, I understand that. Like, I'm always, whenever I watch videos like this, I'm always looking out for, oh, who seems stereotypical. But this
the
person,
stereotypical piercings. And I'm just like,
No.
they would put a gay stereotype.
I'm going on stereotypes here, obviously, but like, the person on the right doesn't just seem like a stereotype of what a queer person is. They seem like genuinely queer. Like, they got the tattoos, the nails are painted black. Like, I don't know what the hair and the glasses come off as queer to me. The necklace, the t-shirt, all of it is like just reading queer. The piercings, everything is reading queer. And I think, like, just truly imagine seeing a straight person that has got all of this. Like, I'm sure I can believe it, but just the vibes. It's not just like the looks, it's just the vibe in general. I don't know, it's just a queer vibe, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
We're done too.
It's because
That's
I believe
fair.
you're gay. Like,
Thank you.
You're just like too gay.
Okay.
There we go. Like, that's what they're saying. Like, you're not queer, you're gay, you're too gay. So it is clearly about identifying as queer, but like, so many of these people are like just very restrictive and putting people in boxes. They talk about like queerness being liberating, and yet they're separating trans people out from like men and women, like men, women, trans. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not the liberation, you know, that it's not the freedom that queerness that you're describing with regards to queerness, right? Like, you're saying that because people are trans, that means they're fundamentally different from men and women. Not saying cis men or women, they're fundamentally different from cis men or women. They're fundamentally different from men or women. Like, you group trans as a thing together, and then man and woman, like, all separate. Like, it's just, maybe editing and all that, but like, I don't know. Like, almost all of them have come off like that. I don't know if it can actually be the editing, you know?
I was sus to you because my gaydar just wasn't going off. That was
She's,
all
like,
there was
totally
to
like
it.
stereotype.
Yeah, like
Just a gay. Do you know, and I'm not saying that Travis isn't queer. That's not what I'm saying. But like, when I say like a gay, what I mean is, do you know those gay men that just that are absolutely clueless about everyone else in the LGBT community? Like, this is my experience, and it applies to everyone else. Like you know what I mean? Like, they're very much like, they very much do not see the rest of the community in the nuance in that, right? So it's interesting to me that Travis would look at this person who, or the one on the right, the one that identified as bisexual, so the one on the far right there, it's funny gaydar is not going off, because gaydar is going off with her like mad. Like, she's almost looked like a stereotype of like a bi girl. Like, that's like like, I'm not saying that Travis needs to know all of the sort of like stereotypes and all that sort of stuff, like, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, I find that a lot of like gay men hang out with only gay men. Like, they like, you know, it's interesting because, you know, you can use the label queer and then still only hang out with like, you know, gay men, or hang out with lesbians, and you don't hang out with like, you don't have a sort of queer community. I find that really interesting, and I'm not saying that's the case for Travis. I'm just saying that, you know, it's leading on from thinking that you know, she didn't seem gay, which is just funny to me. You know, I'm not saying that like, you know, that Travis is someone that only hangs out with gays, blah blah blah. But yeah, no, it's just, it's interesting to me. Like, Travis here is being very odd. I think being very odd in terms of just like using the term gold star gay, being very much like, you know, like, oh, we need to find out who's queer and who's not. How gay are you? Scale of 1 to 10. Which do you like more, men or women? You know, it's not giving queer. It's not giving queer, you know? It's the way they frame it, like it's two opposites who are both on the same foot. Yeah. Why does Travis think he has the monopoly on telling who's gay and who's not? Yeah, no, it's just, it's odd, right?
like
No, you know what? This was an issue in my past relationship.
You were just like, I thought you were a horse girl, so I was just like,
Oh, no.
No,
A horse
like,
girl?
To affirm you fully, you look like every like stereotypical white gay that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You called Elizabeth a horse girl.
I did. I mean,
I find that offensive.
That is offensive. Horse girl, like, I think horse girl should be a slur. Oh, no, it shouldn't be a slur. It should only be considered a slur when used on anyone that is not a horse girl. Because we need to have a term so that we know who the horse girls are. Because horse girls are insane. They're different from the rest of us. You know, they're not like us. Horse girls are different. Horse girls are not bad, not wicked, not evil, just very different. And we need to be wary around them because they're horse girls. So we should have a term to, you know, separate horse girls from the rest of us. But applying that to others is a no-no. It's mean, you know? It's not nice.
I'm gay. Y'all, I'm gay. I came onto set and I was the only one in Birkenstocks, like with my dogs out barking, and I was just like, well, I mean, at least I like have the lesbian shoes, but I didn't think that made me like a farmer's market horse girl.
It doesn't. This person does not know what a horse girl is because horse girls don't wear open-toed shoes. Why would horse girls wear open-toed shoes? They're working with horses. They're in the fields. They wear boots. They wear Uggs. They wear shoes that protect the feet. Okay? Horse girls don't wear open-toed shoes ever. It's not a horse girl thing. When you see a horse girl riding a horse in an open-toed shoe? No, they're wearing their little Uggies. They got their Uggs on. Oh, God. These people don't even know what a horse girl is, let alone, like, queerness. Whatever. We're tabling that. They don't know how to identify a horse girl. You don't look like a horse girl? It's too alternative to look like a horse girl. Horse girls look like very traditional, very standard, very basic, you could say. Not a horse girl. Ugh.
Just to confirm, we feel confident?
We're
good.
Okay. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose. If the lights turn green, that means the mole was voted out and you win.
They did it. Okay, before we go into this, I want you all in the chat, right? Everyone in the chat, get into the chat and just leave a comment for who you think it is, right? Who you think the mole was. Bear in mind, there's only 2 people that have gone out, the Mormon one and Devon's, the non-binary one. Which one do you think? Was it the Mormon one or was it the non-binary one, Devon's? Go ahead. Get down in the chat. Get down in the chat and tell me which one you think it is. Because I know who it is. I've seen this video before. But I want you to let me know who you think it is. Go on. I need to wait for, like, the lag to get to you. So I'm just going to sit here. Gonna look over there. Gonna scratch my ear. Let's see. I don't think anyone was queer. It's funny. Okay, let's read this. Carla has said, I vividly remember a middle ground video that made me cry. It was traditional Christians versus progressive Christians, and they got into the debate on sexuality and started quoting Leviticus and Corinthians. And one of the traditional Christians opened up and said that he struggled with same-sex desires. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. He basically admitted to being attracted to men, but he said he actively repressed his desires and probably never get married, not even to women, as he could never love a woman, and he won't act on his sexual attraction because God makes him complete. Yeah, no, honestly, like, that is some real depressing stuff to see, you know? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And religion can do that to you. But religion can be so great for so many people. My issue with it is when it comes to situations like that, when it harms people. Like, that sucks ass. And, you know, we shouldn't just be okay with it because it's a religion. Okay, let's see. Who is not queer? Let's see. The Mormon. You're all saying Mormon. Maxwell17 says Devons. Clearance Isles says Devons. Devi says Devons. And then everyone else seems to be saying the Mormon. And Sandwich8 has said it was Devons. Okay. Right, let's have a look.
We love it.
I knew y'all were gay.
Oh.
I know.
Now we're gonna have the mole reveal themselves.
Sorry. I knew y'all were gay. Did they just not explain what they were doing going into this? Because they're all clearly not straight. Like,
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It was Devon's.
Wait, are your pronouns actually they, them?
Okay, you don't identify as queer. Yeah.
So what
that
were you
makes sense.
faking?
My backstory. Well, I am from Ohio and I am in a poly relationship, so just like the man.
Just the man part?
Yeah, everything else is.
So Devins is non-binary, uses they them pronouns, and is in a poly relationship with what I guess two women or a non-binary. I don't know. They've not actually said, but like they just don't identify as queer, and it's like that. What was Jubilee using to mean queer, right? Like, what does queer mean in this context? Because like being non-binary, it's kind of not really possible to be straight, technically speaking, right? Like you, like heterosexual, it doesn't. If you're non-binary, it doesn't really work because like. Unless you're attracted to people that are non-binary and the same specific flavor of non-binary as you, then you're not necessarily gay. And I guess then what, a non-binary person that's attracted to anyone that isn't the same exact like sort of strain of non-binary as them is technically straight. I don't know. It doesn't make like this is where like the concept of like straight it falls down. Like non-binary people just absolutely smash the concept of straightness and heterosexuality, and so. It's weird to me that they made this video where the person who was the liar is still in the LGBT community. They just don't personally identify as queer. I don't know what we were supposed to learn from this video. I don't know what the fun was supposed to be in guessing, because it's like, oh, guess which one of these isn't the thing that we've said. It's this person who has most of the features of the thing that we said. They just don't personally identify with it. Like, you need to say up top that you're using queer to mean like self-identifying as queer rather than queer as a generalized term for the LGBTQ plus community. Like, such an awful video.
Pretty good.
So is the poly couple that you're with a straight couple, or like two girls, or a man and a woman?
So I have 3 relationships, but both my partners are bi.
Are you an ally though? All right.
With those nails.
If you're questioning yourself, allow yourself the space to explore and feel okay with not knowing for a little bit.
I lost someone very close to me a year ago who was a young queer person, and I just want every young queer person to know that it gets better, and there will come a point in your life where you are very confident in being part of this beautiful community.
If you find the queer...
Don't like when they get all emotional at the end. Like, ooh, we're laughing and being kind of like weird and toxic, and then at the end, remember that it gets better. Queer people can die, and it gets better. But it's just like, and I feel very sorry for that person, you know. And this is not at that person. This is more the sort of at Jubilee, where you make this video that is like just not. I'm not gonna say like hugely damaging to the queer community. I'm not saying that. Like, it's not hugely damaging at all. But you make this video that is just like kind of like weird when it comes to queerness. Like, it's just odd. It's talking about gold star gays and all of that sort of stuff, and like it being like kind of like biphobic and stuff to a specific person. It's just like, it's weird to then end that with like with that kind of very like emotional, deep, real thing. Like, it feels pandery, to be honest. It feels like we just did a whole thing about being queer. I guess we gotta talk about it gets better. Like, you don't have to do that. If you want to do a silly video where you pick out someone that is like LGBT but not queer, do that. You don't need to do it and then make it like a whole emotional, like meaningful thing at the end. It's very much like Kylie Jenner. Fuck, is it Kylie Jenner? Kendall Jenner? One of the Jenners in the Pepsi ad, you know? It's like that kind of vibes to me. Lol, I hate queer people who like dick. 10 seconds later, don't kill yourself. Wait. Yeah, it's like, it's weird. It's like, it's just so, it just jumps around in terms of like tone and vibes, and like, it just...
Your community, you have a place in it immediately. You're immediately accepted into it. Take some time to think it over. Figure out if you're one of us. And if you are, congratulations, because we're fantastic.
It's reparations from the straight community.
It's reparations from the straight community. That feels weird. generally we talk about reparations in the context of like, you know, I mean, the most common one is with black people due to slavery. And you've also got indigenous people because of colonialism and whatnot. And I'm not saying that LGBT people haven't been oppressed, because obviously we have. It's just it's kind of different to race and ethnicity, right? Like LGBT, like the LGBT, like queerness is not necessarily hereditary in the way that race and ethnicity are, right? Like, I don't know, weird. That was the video. I just want to check again to see if Devon's is actually non-binary. Like, because I'm pretty sure they said they are.
Yeah. Wait, are your pronouns actually they, them? Okay.
Yeah. Their pronouns are they, them. Like, their pronouns are they, them. They don't identify as queer. What was the point of this video? Like, they feel like queer people written by straight people. Maxwell 17, yes. Yes, they do. Yeah. No, I mean, like, ugh, that sounds mean. But I know what you mean, right? Like, the way that they talk about the queer community, like other members of the queer community, the way they talk about other LGBT people seems to be from a position of not being terribly knowledgeable, which often you would associate with straight people. So, you know, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, that video was just a mess. Just an absolute mess, right? Like, dearie bloody me. I can't deal with it. It's just, I saw it the other day and I was like, I need to watch this on stream, because it's just bad, right? Like, it's just really bad. It's just, I think my core issue here is that the video almost synonymizes queerness with being gay, because Devon's isn't, I guess, bisexual or isn't attracted to men or is in a poly relationship with, I think, 2 women. I don't know. They are the not queer person there, but it's difficult to understand whether we're supposed to see it as Devon's just doesn't identify as queer and that's why they're not queer, or whether it's because Devon's doesn't like fall into what one might traditionally assume is gayness or queerness, and therefore Devon's isn't the queer person here. Do you know what I mean? Because like, you could definitely look at like that person and be like, that is a queer person, right? But they don't identify with queer. So that seems to be the deciding factor here, just like the personal identification. And the rest of these people that personally identify as queer seem to have like very, very like they don't seem to be terribly in touch with the rest of the queer community. Just the way that they talk about trans people, the concept of like the fact that Gold Star Gay came up in this video, in a video about queerness and finding out who is queer and who isn't, is weird. The fact that it came up and no one spoke about how it's like a really weirdly, like a very weird concept, right? Like it's just fuck, man. Yeah. It's the Maxwell 17 says Maxwell 17 says the privilege in this video coming from people you wouldn't typically associate with privilege is perplexing. Like, it just felt detached. Yeah, it's just like I see where you're coming from. What my issue is with it is that it's just like, it doesn't give you any idea of what queerness is. If you watch this video as someone who is like straight, you come away from it thinking, queer means gay. Queer means you want to sleep with people that are the same as you. That is what queer is. And like, they'll look at Devon's and see a man that is in a poly relationship with 2 women, or presumably, or with 2 people that aren't men, rather. And they'll be like, like, they will, like, to be honest, a straight person watching this will probably assume like, oh, not man, therefore woman. And then they'll just see that as a straight thing, and that's why Devon's isn't queer. And that's obviously not the case, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying. But like, I can definitely see a straight person watching this and coming away with that view of it. It's just such a weird, strange, odd video. I just don't get it. It's just so weird on so many fronts, right? Like, oh god, it's got me so weirded out. Anyway, it is now 10 p.m. It has been It has been some stream. It's been quite a while. I think it's time to maybe end it. You know, why don't we do a couple questions? We can have a little bit of a chat, and then I'll end it in a sec. You know. But before I go, don't forget, please, like, it really helps me out if you go to my Patreon and sign up for that. You can sign up for literally any amount you want, literally as little as $1 a month. You get bonus videos, I think, from $3 or so. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. It's fun. And I'm very close to doing more than one bonus video a month. So once I think 50 people have signed up to my Patreon, I'm going to start doing multiple bonus videos every month because, you know, I can't justify doing it until that number of people sign up. And it's how I live. Like, it's how I eat food. It's how I pay for my rent and all this stuff, from the support from you guys and all of that other stuff. So, like, it's very, very helpful to me if you head over to my Patreon and just have a look. Even if you don't sign up, just have a look. Patreon.com/notcorry. I think it's probably linked in the description. You can also send me, you know, a one-time donation from paypal.me/notcorry. I don't think that is in the description, but it's paypal.me/notcorry, my username. Be very, very nice and very, very helpful. Or you can send a donation here on YouTube. That would be nice too. That'd be very, very much appreciated. But, you know, that's it. That's my what's it? My advertising spiel done. Oh, dearie me. Oh God. Let's hope the questions are coming in soon. Whoa, I'm roasty toasty. I'm hot. Let's get this angled down a little bit. There you go. I'm just resting this mic on my belly right now. Oh, dearie me. Oh, okay. Very much worth paying for the top tier. I enjoy the shoutouts. Thank you, Maxwell17. Yes. And bear in mind, if you join my Patreon, I will fully remember who you are. Like, just, I don't know whether that's something you want or not, but I'll remember who you are. Because, like, I just remember all the in the US, you know, when I was doing little meet greets and stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm on Patreon. I was like, oh, what's your name? And they'd be like, oh, I know you. Like, I know you because I remember your name from the Patreon. Like, from the Sidecast Patreon, from my Patreon. I remember everyone because I run it. I run them both. Yeah. Oh, dearie me. How long did my septum take to heal? As long as I was told it would take to heal. A few weeks, I think. Not sure. Oh my God, the feet tier. Oh my God, I still have the feet tier. Maybe you sign up to the feet tier. I don't know. If you want to sign up to the feet tier. If you want to know what the feet tier is, head to my Patreon. Oh, God. Okay, couple more questions. Oh, you're coming to the Leeds show. Well, I'll see you at the Leeds show, Maxwell17. I can't say just Maxwell. It's Maxwell17 to me. Because I've been saying it so many times at the ends of videos and whatnot. It's Maxwell17. My mouth is getting dry. I need to eat and I need to drink. I've not drunk as much as I usually would on stream. I had 2 whole bottles here. Like, over a liter and a half, and I have not had a single sip. I'm parched. If I have tattoos, what are they? Oh, we could do a little tattoo reveal. Sure. I have this tattoo. So this is a stag that I drew it, and a lovely man named Tim tattooed it into my skin. He was actually at my house today. He was, no joke. He was at my house today tattooing a drum kit. Because that's the kind of stuff that happens. And then the other one, let's see if I can. There you go. That is my second tattoo that I ever got. I think that's my second, yeah. It says immortal, probably. So it says immortal and then in brackets, probably. And it's just, it's a reference to the fact that I almost died when I was a baby. When I was 1.5, I had pneumonia, my lung collapsed, I almost died, and I've got a scar under my arm from that. And so under the scar, I wrote immortal in brackets, probably, because I didn't die. So I'm immortal, you know, I'd assume, probably. Oh, you didn't get the feet pics. Danito, you did not get the feet pics because you specifically said that you did not want the feet pics. You said you didn't need the feet pics, and so I didn't send the feet pics. I'm not going to be taking some nice old feet pics if, you know, if they're not wanted, if they're not going to be appreciated. But hey, look, if you sign up to the feet tier again, you'll get the feet pics if that's what you want. I'm perfectly happy to send those out. That is a true and an absolute promise. True and absolute promise. That was a sentence I didn't think about before I started saying it. Look, I'm absolutely serious. If you join the feet tier on my Patreon and ask me to send you feet, I'm gonna send you pictures of my... Hell, I'll send you pictures of my feet every single month if you want. And if you check out my... my wiki feet. Actually, we'll check it out right now. We'll check it out. If you check out my wiki feet, actually, you'll see that it's I've clearly already clicked on it before. It's pretty good. So I've got a rating of what, 4.95? 4.9 out of 5? I went down. Christ. Okay, well, I was like 5.2 the other day. But Charlie Puth's feet, or if you like Shawn Mendes's feet, or if you like Noah Centineo's feet, you might like my feet, as you can see here. Lots of corry foot. Wow, these are some nice pictures of my feet. And then also this actually is a picture of my foot. I didn't break it. I sprained it real bad, and they took an X-ray, and I snapped a picture of it because I was like, I need a picture of this, and I've used it so many times. So yeah, there's more where that came from. You know, there's so much more. If you join my Patreon, I'll send you pictures of my feet. Oh, Danito, you said that I shouldn't feel obligated to send, not that you didn't want them. Okay, well, look, sign up again. You get monthly feet pics. That's it. It's a promise. I've done it on stream. I've made that promise, and if I don't give you the feet pics, then you can cancel me. That's the way I want to go. How would I rate owning rats? You're hoping going to get some soon. Well, eat children, not cows. Yeah, no, owning rats is awesome, but you need to be able to spend the time with them, and you need to be prepared to spend money on them as well, because they only live 2 years. They get old quite quick. They might get into scraps. They'll like fall and stuff. Like, look, they're prone to getting ill or injured. So they need a lot of attention, and they could cost a lot. Even though they're cheap up front, they could you really need to put the work in, and you need to do a lot of research as well. They're really full on. Like they're not pets that you can kind of half-ass. You know, I mean, the rats that I had, I didn't really have a job for most of the time that we had the rats, or for a lot of the time that we had the rats. So it was actually kind of easier in that sense, you know, like having at least one person that didn't have a job whilst raising the rats means that you can be with them all the time, because like you need to spend a ton of time with them. So they're great pets to have. Like I absolutely loved having rats, and I want more rats, but you need to have a house that is kind of prepared for it, because it's good to get them to free roam out and about, and they will chew wires. They will get where you don't want them to go. Like you need to be prepared for them, and you need to be prepared to spend the time on them. But if you put in the work, they are amazing. Like they're so worth it. Do I get a lot of serious injuries? No, I don't get a lot of serious injuries. I just get injuries and illnesses. Okay, what was it? What have I had? Okay, so I don't think I've spoken about this publicly. I had a whole issue with one of my balls at one point. I was in extreme pain. Went on antibiotics for about a month. For 2 weeks of that month, it was a different set of antibiotics. That meant I couldn't go outside in the sun, so that wasn't nice. I had a hernia when I was 7. Had to get surgery for that. They thought I had cancer, but I didn't when I was a teenager. So I've got a scar on my shoulder from that. When it comes to injuries, I've concussed myself real badly twice. I had post-concussion syndrome for a few months, once, and then I think about a month and a bit. At the start of this year. What else have I done? That's it for like injuries are generally just concussions, and like, you know, the quite badly sprained foot. And I think I've messed up my toes by breaking my little toe a lot, but I've never like officially broken a bone. I just get I don't tend to get ill all that often. I just get very, very seriously ill, like rarely. And then I'm fine most of the rest of the time. Like my immune system is pretty good. It's just like to take it out, it needs to be something real bad, and so I'm usually just like I'm going through it. You know, like with COVID, I was able to go I was able to go on a run with COVID. Like I could have gone on a run. I was feeling great. I had COVID just after I was concussed, and so I came off a concussion, and I was like, oh man, I'm finally starting to feel better. And then I got COVID, and I felt like I had a bit of a sore throat for the first day, and I was great the rest of the time. Like awesome, like really, really good. So, you know, my immune system, she's good. I just hit my head a lot and get life-threatening, potentially life-threatening illnesses. Rarely. Jesus, Corey, it's kind of impressive but scary. It's fine, isn't it? What was my favorite part of touring America? I don't know. I loved New York. I really did love New York. It was just such a great vibe. I got to meet, you know, I liked being able to meet people in America as well, like meet friends I hadn't met before or see people I hadn't seen in a while. That was really lovely. It was awesome, you know. It was a good time. Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, I think that's about it for me. I'm gonna go because it's 20 past 10. Oh, well, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Join my Patreon. Send me on or send something on PayPal if you don't want to do that, or just subscribe and like and comment. Otherwise, I don't know, man. Oh, you can also check out my merch, I guess. It's all linked. You know. Okay, right, dearie me. Goodbye, bloody. I'm back in a sec. I clicked the wrong one and I didn't want to lie, so I'm back. But goodbye. Oh, also, don't forget, I'm going to be here at the same time next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. UK time, until when I decide to stop. Okay, goodbye for reals.